Are we broadcast? Oh, we're live. Hello, good evening. How is everybody? This is Routemaster issue 64, and this is can't find them. It's Horlicks.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. How is everyone?
And what have you been up to then, Horlicks?
Just busy working and
just busy working.
Yeah, that was it. I've just seen your comment. I was telling a story about a dog. Do you know what? I didn't even know what the time was. I thought we had plenty of time.
Well, I just felt so rude going, shut up, but we're about to go on stream.
Why? You normally do.
I know I normally do, but I normally do in 2 minutes. So shall I just quickly introduce our very important guest for tonight? Dave Say.
Hello, everybody. Hey, so up there. Hey, right. Up there from up north in Yorkshire.
Hey, up there. Right, we have a disclaimer with you today, don't we, Dave?
Yeah, you do, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, if I disappear, it's not because of anything anybody said. It's because we might have a power cut. We've had 5 power cuts since 4 o'clock today. So, and the last one was actually 5 minutes ago. So I've got to apologise for that if I disappear. And I've also got to apologise for the fact that I can't see any chat. So if you need me for anything, please mark it for my attention, or Penny's and Horlicks' attention, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Well, the first question is from Chris Davies. Dave, say hi. How are you?
Hi, Chris. I'm all right, thank you. It's been a busy day today, and I'll tell you all about it later on.
Brilliant. Right. So, yeah, because you're from there, up there, up north. You're quite new to this electric lark, aren't you?
Yeah. we are.
Right. So, I'm going to be a bit naughty, and I've not long come home from work, and I'm really hungry, and I'm trying to munch through this pot noodle, the main staple diet of bus drivers. So I'm going to ask Horlicks if he would kindly go through, or if Dave's, well, Dave say can't, but if Horlicks could just catch up on the chat.
Yeah. Okay. So, hello to everyone. Fleetwood J. Hi, Penny and Horlicks. Hope you're well. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Andre Wardups, I think that's how I say it. Hi, everybody. Let's have a good evening. Thank you very much. Roger Kendall, good evening. Penny Horlicks, nice to be back in your company. Thank you very much. It means a lot. Sorry, my eyes are stinging. Andre, forgot to mention I'm a newcomer, but always watch on Wednesdays. Oh, well, thank you for saying hello. We always welcome people to engage in chat when they can. Gordy, hello, how are you? Right, hello. Peter Whitlock, good evening, everyone. Mark Knight, good evening. Let the games begin, laugh out loud. These bank holiday weekends really mess with my brain clock. Not sure what ruddy day it is. I know it's Wednesday, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I get like that. Yeah. This is the second day of the week for me, so it's a little bit confusing.
Gordy agrees. Yeah. Adrian, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for again doing the scans for us today. It means a lot. Yeah, thanks for the chat the other day. We had a little phone chat the other day.
Oh yeah, okay.
Nothing too. Well, he actually helped me. Well, he actually gave me some information about the DeLorean, which was quite cool. So we'll see. Moving on. Dave Milne, hello. How are you? Is it? Oh, Mark Knight says it's exactly 8 o'clock, or it's just past now, according to my watch. Yeah, it was my fault for chatting about dogs. It was just about a dog that an owner couldn't keep control of, and it backed out in the middle of the road in front of me. That was all. Dave Milne says they never run buses on time. That depends. If you've got Penny as a driver, I'm sure it is.
Hey, I've got a video gone up on YouTube from Caldecott bus spotters of me backing out of the bus station, and yeah, let's just say that I reverse when it's my trip going home. I do seem to reverse out a lot quicker than I think I do.
Yeah. 100 miles an hour everywhere.
Yeah, it's no longer a 5 mile an hour speed limit; it's 5 light years speed limit.
I can just imagine everyone on the bus, heads nodding.
Oh, no! I'm talking about when I'm running dead to the depot. No, good God, I'd never go over 60 with passengers on board.
I just imagine now they all come sliding off the chair and all end up in a heap in the middle aisle.
No, I had a very wonderful incident today that gave me a bit of credit. I had coming down the bus lane, I had a car pulled out and just stopped, and I saw him, and I braked just right so that I missed his wing mirror by about that much. And Caldecott was on my bus, and like I said to him, I said, if you think it was scary sitting upstairs, you should have been in the driver's cab. Because it was close. And all the guy did was just went,
Right, they do, didn't they? It's awkward.
How about getting out of the flipping way?
Right. Mike Knight says, Daniel, no, always around 5-10 minutes late.
Yeah, that's about typical. Well, it's traffic commissioner guidelines, isn't it? A minute early, 5 minutes late.
Well, and not only that, you know what they say, good things come to those who wait.
Yes.
Right. And Chris Davies, hello.
My customers have certainly done some waiting today. Cool. We had a crash on the M4, which sent all the traffic through Newport. And I think I now hold a world record for one of my routes, an hour and a half late.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Hello, Love Minis. Mark Knight's telling me to shut up about ruddy dogs. Hi, Chris Camplin. How are you? Michael John Wicks. Good evening. Mark Knight was asking Love Minis if all was well across the pond.
Back in the past. Sorry, me and Love Minis. I always call Love Minis my friend from the past, and she calls me my friend in the future because of the time difference. It's funny. It's funny to us anyway.
Love Minis has asked me how my dogs are. I don't actually have any dogs, but I have got 2 cats.
Oh.
Gordy, did I manage to get my bucket of tea? Of course. It's here. My big bucket. There's 4 as well.
Bucket OT.
Only comes out on a Wednesday. Okay, where are we? Paul, hello, how are you? And Chris Davies, hello. Daniel Simpson, hello, how are you? Hope you're well. Steve Graham, hi. Kevin Peachy, hello, hi, how are you? Marty McFly, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Oh God, 60. Matthew Bourne says 64, almost halfway. Yeah, it's mad how the time's gone.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it's almost halfway.
Yeah, I mean, each week drags, but then when you look back, I mean, obviously your videos are coming out on a Monday, and I'm looking at it, and it doesn't seem that long ago since I did whatever stage you're doing now. And when you actually count the numbers, it is a good 3-4 months. Remind me what you're up to. Is it 40, 48 or something like that?
I think I've just filmed 50.
So you are a good 14, which that's 3 months, but it doesn't seem that long ago. And also seeing your bus progress, it doesn't seem that long ago that you were putting together the front headlights, and the front grille, and now look at you.
Yeah, I mean, like now it's pretty much all. I've got all the sides on and everything.
It doesn't look a lot different from my bus.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed.
The step area to build up, and obviously I've got the roof to do and the lighting and the pull cord and all that. But yeah, Yeah, Levi, hello, how are you? Paul, haircut is looking. Paul says my haircut's looking better. You know, I haven't done anything with it.
You know, it does look better though.
I've still got the line there, but I just haven't got any gel in it really to make it look any different. Just seen Penny disappear in the background. Oh, she's back.
Yeah, what I do is when the pot noodle is sort of absorbed enough to eat, I just pop a little bit of milk in, which just cools it down and just gives it a bit of a creamy taste. And everyone thinks that's gross, but I think it's really nice. And it means that in the time that Horlicks has read all the comments out, I've actually managed to eat the majority of it.
Oh, am I going too slow?
No, it means that I've actually managed, because if I make it with boiling hot water, I'm not really going to be able to finish it for about half an hour.
No.
So I've started to finish in about 10 minutes.
Matthew Borum says you got the Bismarck and Terminator today. Do you know what? I apologise now, like it's off subject, but I haven't had a DeLorean video on Friday because I haven't had them. I don't know what's going. I don't know what the delay is. It must be all the bank holidays because I'm still waiting for my issue. So
yeah, well, my Routemasters came a bit late, so but only about. Well, I think they came the Friday.
So obviously, because I didn't have DeLorean to do, I literally binged all of the Routemaster.
Yeah, well, at least your time wasn't wasted, was it?
So I've done it now. So that's it for another month. Well, until the DeLorean arrives. Okay. Oh, Mark Knight reckons I need a straw for the cup or a running diving board. A ruddy diving board. Yeah. Yeah, Gordy like that diving board.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave Milne says he doesn't think your bus would do 60.
Yeah, it'll do. Well, some of ours will do 60, but the majority.
I suppose the modern ones would, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, we got some that'll do 60. Majority of them do about 55. Some of them a little bit less. We've got one. It's so bad you won't get more. There's an area called Bettis, and the hills are quite bad, and you can't get more than 5 miles an hour out of the hills in the bus. So you can get good 30 or 40 downhill, but you can't go 5 up.
No, well, I mean, I haven't been on a bus for a long time. Obviously we've got Stagecoach down here, and they seem to use really old buses still. They're like L-Reg ones.
Yeah, it depends on the services. If you
when you're on them and they're trying to get up Harley Shoot, well, you wouldn't know, but here we've got where I used to live. My dad lives. It's on Harley Shoot Road, and it's like a really, really steep hill. Yeah. And even my car struggles to get up here. But buses sound like they're going to blow up when they're trying to get up it.
Yeah.
But the amount of radiators that seem to have blown on them. You're always outside my dad's house in the bus stop with water coming out the back of them. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's the heat of trying to get it up the hill or it blows something. I don't really know, but
anyway. I mean, a lot of it is how badly they're maintained. Ours, if you have a problem with the AdBlue pump or the AdBlue runs out, the emissions actually cuts the engine power so that you don't get so bad emissions. Right. And we had a load where the actual pump went. So we had all these buses that had a top speed of it was like 0 to 20 in about 4 days. Yeah. And 20 was the top speed it would do. And poor old mechanics can only do so much. So, right, how are we getting on?
Nearly there. P40F20, hello, how are you? And I need to say a big thank you to you. Thank you again for the coffee on my channel. It really means a lot. I think every month you help me out on there, and that is really, really great. And actually, coming to that, I wasn't sure, but I've got a wish list on Amazon, and I've had it for ages. I didn't really know what it was. I thought it was just, it's for me really, like wish list. If I see something, I'm browsing and I see, I think I want that. It's sort of like a saved basket, isn't it, really, where you can put items in. But obviously you can share the link, and people could gift stuff. I've only had the thing up 24 hours, and I've got a gift through already. and someone's bought. The thing is, it doesn't tell me who's bought it, because whoever does it just buys it, and then I get my address is attached to it, and it turns up. So this turned up today, which is like a helping hand.
Oh, no, it's even got a soldering iron thing on it.
Yeah, it's got like a soldering iron tube.
That's really good.
And I've just set it up, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. I mean, it was on my wish list for probably about a year, actually. But when I'm doing some soldering and that, I always struggle because you can't hold a soldering iron, hold solder and everything together. So yeah, really, 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 really stoked about that. It just turned up, and I was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, someone's bought me a present." And I got really excited. So,
also,
yeah, thank you to everyone.
Talking of Paul 61 helping soldering and things like that, I need to give a really, really, really big thank you to Paul 61 C70. He has been leaving loads and loads of brilliant comments on my videos. The only thing I will say, I am acting on all advice given, but because I make the video so far in advance, you won't see any changes for a good few weeks. So, for example, I've received today some tacks for the ship. I've been working on the planking. I've actually delayed the planking on the ship because I was struggling with it so much. So I got on with something else. And then what I'm going to be doing is like the planking one week and a bit of painting the next, just to give me more time to sort things out. I've also got some liquid flux so that I can do. I never heard of this technique before, but Paul, I think it was Paul 61 mentioned. I'm sure it was. I'll go back through the comments. Rather than super glue, let me get one of the pieces. Obviously, the videos haven't been released yet, but this is part of the Flying Scotsman. And what you're basically doing is bending the pieces of metal and then gluing them in with super glue. And it's actually not that strong. And I was kind of hoping that by the time you've got all the other bits around it, it's going to add a lot of strength to it. But what was suggested was that you can actually solder these joints together, but you do need liquid flux.
Actually, that's something I need to put on my wish list. Yeah, it's really good stuff and brilliant.
Yeah, because what happened, I watched the video. If you put a solder onto this brass, it won't stick. It'll just run everywhere. So what you do is you put the liquid flux where you want the solder to go. You then put a blob of solder on, and then you push the solder into where you want to go. And then you just file it flat. It's a little bit more work, but it's a stronger joint. And, you know, welding, well, I'll use the word welding. You know what I mean when I say welding, but sticking two bits of metal together with metal gives me a bit more confidence than I mean, the super glue I use is brilliant, but as you know, all glues have its pros and cons depending on the material you're using them on. So yeah, lots of things I've been buying, which is why I have no money just before my holiday. But yeah, I am acting on all comments received. I love them all, but obviously, because to give you an idea, I've actually filmed up to issue 13 on the Hermione and issue 15, but not 14. I'm working on issue 28 of the R2D2. The Flying Scotsman I've done up to issue 6, and the Millennium Falcon I've done up to 52. So obviously, any advice you give me on a video that comes out, I've kind of filmed about 8 episodes in front.
And I'm glad you've mentioned that, actually, because I think, P4 F20 has given me some good advice with my Routemaster, because I attach the seats and things. But again, the same as you, I normally film a few ahead of time. So when I get the comment from you, I've already filmed, done and buttoned up that issue. So yeah, it is a difficult one. I'm the same as Penny. I normally film them in advance. So
yeah. And what's really handy about the Flying Scotsman is, I think it's about issue 8, issue 9, maybe issue 11, where there is all the issue. It wasn't okay, fair enough, Paul, but I mean, I will go through the comments on my videos, find out who it is, and thank them in the relevant video, because I'm all about giving credit. But yeah, one of the issues coming up with Flying Scotsman is you don't actually build anything. You just clean up the parts that you've done. So I think that would be a good opportunity to go back over the parts that I've done, break them apart, clean the glue off, and then go back over with the solder. And then that way I won't be sort of wasting time with it. So, yeah, it'll all get caught up in the end.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's all right. No, you can't see, but in the background over there, I've actually been working on the left leg for the R2, but it's a case of glue a piece, wait for the glue to dry, then glue another piece on, wait for that to dry, then glue another piece on, wait for that to dry. Then I've got to go over it with a 3D pen, wait for that to cool down, then go over it with a file. So, but you know, right. Okay. So it's 8:20.
Yeah.
Shall we build?
Yeah. Just, I think that's just checking I haven't missed anyone off quick. Chris Davies. Hello. Hi, Chris Davies. How are you? He said, I've got a water bottle of tea. Yeah. I think that is everyone I've accounted for. So if I've missed anyone, I do apologise. Obviously, message again, and we'll pick up your message later on. So, yes.
Now, my assessment of this issue is that it looks, I mean, look, there's a lot of parts, and it looks fine, looks really complicated. But I suspect that, like a lot of the magazines, the issues that we've done, if you just deal with it one stage at a time, I think it might actually be quite simple. That's what I'm guessing. Back to the da-da-da-das.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the case.
So, yeah, although saying that, there's a lot of screws, which we won't be using this week, but I'll leave Horlicks to go through all of that, because Horlicks is my description master.
Okay, so let me just zoom in. Whoa. Okay, yeah. So fitting the bonnet. In this issue, we supply parts and instructions for fitting the bonnet. There are a lot of extra screws supplied with this issue. They'll be used in the next 2 issues. When we go on to fit the lower deck to the chassis and the platform and stairs to the rear of the lower deck. So we're going to have lots of extra screws. They've been doing that recently, haven't they? Because up to now, we've been getting the screws with the relevant issues. But last week, I think we had extra screws, didn't you?
Yeah.
And my issue, one of my issue faults in the 40s, 48 or something, I had loads of JP screws.
Yes, and, I did notice that, yeah.
And to be honest, I've still got them sitting here, and I've still got loads left. So I think they're going to be coming up for issue 51.
I've got all excited because I've just spotted a brand new screw.
Oh.
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoiler.
Right, okay, so I'm just trying to go through get my screw pots out.
Right, I'm going to tell you off quickly.
Why are you going to tell me off?
You left a video. I printed my parts tray.
Yeah.
And I was really, really, really thrilled with it. And then on my video, I emptied my parts out. And you, in the comments, said, you've got this nice new parts tray and you didn't empty your parts into it from the bag. So why haven't you done that?
Because
because
what I do is I tip my parts gently onto the table like I have done here, and then I place the parts into the tray as we check them.
Okay, I'll let you off.
That's
what I did.
Did that spur of the moment excuse actually work?
That's what I did. It's difficult, isn't it? Because that's what I do, but.
Right, okay. To give you an idea of the screws that we're going to use, these are the screw pots that I've just got ready. I take them out, and this is going to be the brand new screw that we've never seen before, but it's going to go into this pot there. So it just means that I can just pop these away and we'll worry about the others later on.
That's
So,
a lot of
okay.
screwing.
I think, yeah, here we go. There's our first innuendo. Lots of screwing today. Okie dokie. So, parts then. What have we got then, Horlicks?
Okay, so these are probably going to be difficult to tell apart, perhaps, but we've got 64A and B, which is the right and left hinge bar.
Okay, right. So these, I cannot tell what these are. I think they're metal, but they basically look like that. And oh, there we go. They've got L and R written on them. That's really handy.
That's good. Although that's confusing because they do look the same, don't they?
They do look identical, but I'm looking for any differences. I cannot see any differences. But I can see a difference. I think this end, although they're both the same, this side there, let me just put that down. Right, that bottom bit looks slightly fatter than the top.
Yes, I can see that.
So what's going to happen is that when you place them wherever they go, either... No, they're going to be the same. I don't know. I really don't know. But...
No.
I know that is 64A because that's got R written on it. So that can go in there. And this is B because it's got an L written on it.
Brilliant.
Right.
Okay. C and D are the left and right friction hinge brackets.
Okay. That might be these bits, but it might not be. Right. It might be these.
Yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
Okay. The reason that I don't think it's quite right is looking at the picture, they look like they've got one bar, whereas these have got two. But I might be wrong. And
yeah,
these are definitely different.
2 bars. Yeah, they are 2 bars on my screen.
Okay. I think this is C. Oh, that's got R written on it. So that is the right one. And this one is got an L on it. So that is the left. So,
Whoa, okay.
So quite a lot of work, and we've only sorted out the first 4 pieces.
Okay, so in the description, E, F, and G are friction hinge links. So they all look the same, but obviously I think they're different lengths.
Right. Okay, so no, they're actually shaped differently. Right. So I'm just gonna right, okay. So I'm gonna need a favor. Can you blow up 64F? Now let's do 64E first. Of the 3, 64E is the shortest ones. Okay. So I'll just pick up one of each, and then you can see that there's 2 the same length and 1 is shorter. So 64E is the shorter ones. So we'll put those to one side. Now, if you could blow up, right, can you see in the middle, you've got, I'm going to call them locating pegs.
Yeah.
Right, that is 64F. And 64G doesn't have locating pegs. So, come on, focus. Right, so this is the one with the locating pegs. So that's 64F. Can you see if it comes into focus?
Yeah.
Come on.
And the holes are a lot wider, aren't they, as well?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I didn't notice that. So there you go. Between the two of us, we're all right. We do all right. So you might want to be looking at using tweezers for these. And I'm not going to have enough space, I don't think. So, right. So that's those parts. So now we're getting less parts left. That should be getting easier.
Okay, so G is a friction hinge bracket.
Okay, and there's 2 of those, and they look like this. I think they look a little bit like miniature fire reels.
H, sorry, that is.
H. That's those parts there. Quite nicely detailed. You can just see them there.
Yeah, there's some detail on that, isn't
There was some detail, but now it's gone out of focus. Maybe if I just move the light. Sometimes the light does help. Sometimes it makes it worse. There we go. Look at that detail. So I'll pop those there.
Okay. I hinge brackets. And there's 2 of those.
They're simple enough. Obviously, like I say, as you get through the parts, there's less to choose from. So they're just quite simple. And then what's worrying me is all the holes, because they're obviously screw holes. Okay, and the next part is
J is a bonnet lock.
Right, the easiest piece to find because it's silver. And that's plastic. I do recall, I didn't look at it properly, but I do recall someone saying something about theirs broke. So I don't know the full circumstances there.
Okay.
Hinge and bracket reminds me of Only Fools. Do you know what I remember about Hinge and bracket? Was I'll have to show you this because this used to make me laugh. It's not funny today, but they used to clean their glasses like this, and then do that, and that used to make me laugh so much my ribs hurt. Just the way that she went, I know it was. I mean, obviously, it's not as funny because it's well, you know, when you hear a joke the same time over and over and over, but. Just seeing her back, it's back. What's the 80s, Dave?
Yeah, easy. Yeah. Loved Hinge and bracket. They was brilliant.
They were brilliant, but yeah, just the way that they went, yeah, loved it. Right, okay, sorry. Next part then.
K is a latch.
Okay, and that's this piece here, and not an awful lot of detailing, but I think it probably doesn't need it. I'm so sorry about the focus. There we go. It is kind of coming and going, isn't it? And then that should leave one main piece, one non-screw piece.
Yeah, which is L, which is a latch striker.
A latch striker, and that's this piece. And it's actually surprisingly strong. That's not that flexible. It is metal. So... And that's that one. So that brings us to
screws.
So I can't find my right. First one is.
So we've got DP. And there's 9 red ones.
9 red ones. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I haven't got enough spaces. Right, so 9 red screws. I've already got a red screw in there. So we've used red screws before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, your video Monday. I don't know why, but watching you count your screws made me laugh. Trying to count like 24 JP screws. And then you just go, yeah, I think there's 24 in there.
Did I? Right. And I counted 1. There was 2 bags.
Yeah, you counted 1 lot.
1 bag.
Right, and I'm watching you. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, if you can count those, you're a better person than me. and you went, yeah, there's about 24 in there. Right. So the next screw we've got is
VM, and there's 3 of those. The new screws.
And that's going for me. That's going to go below the OM. So we're getting a lot of M screws. I don't recall seeing M screws for quite a while now. But obviously,
M screws, of course, go into metal, don't they?
Well, this is it. But we are working on the bonnet, which is a big old chunk of chunky metal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of stands to reason we're going to get M screws. Right, so that's the M's done. The next one is.
Yeah, Matthew's asked about the bonnet, and yeah, it was assembled. That was like the first issue, wasn't it, when we did the
Issue
bonnet?
1, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old issue 1.
Okay, we've got some CM screws, 7 red.
And these are red. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we've got 1 red in there already. So we have used red ones before.
Okay.
Okay.
5 red EM screws.
EMs, they ring a bell. Have we used these before?
Was it on
I
the
don't know if
chassis?
you've used red ones.
Was it on the chassis? Not red ones.
Let's have a look, shall we? See who's right. You guys are right. We have no red ones. So these are our first red ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one is
FP.
3
red.
The famous FPs. Did we say 3?
Yeah.
That's a coincidence because that's how many I've got.
Good.
So, and we have got, oh, these are the first. Oh, actually, look, we've not used FPs very often because I've only got four spares. Okay, and the next ones are.
Okay, JP.
Oh, and we've got enough of these to last
16.
a lifetime, haven't we?
Yeah, I've got a load of them in front of me now from last issue I did.
Yeah. Right, so how many are you expecting?
16.
Right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think I might have 18 there. 2. Right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6. I've got 16. My bad, I can't count. And we shall just add that with a massive collection of JPs that we've already got. Well, we will use them eventually, won't we? Because they are to come.
Yeah.
Okay, so who comes next? Oops.
4 GM screws.
GM, Good Morning Britain.
Aye.
Here is your host, Selena Scott. And we will be getting fit with the Green Goddess.
Aye.
Motivator. See, I'm showing my age now, aren't I? Oh.
Okay. Next, we've got 5 of the famous FM screws.
The famous ones, aren't they? Not the FPs. So I have got 5. And they go in with loads of, look at that. That's the old fan club in there.
That's mad, isn't it? That screws extra.
And the last one. Never going to run out of JP screws, says Michael John Wicks.
Yeah. IP screws. And that is, that is 3 black IP screws.
Right. So with your JP screws, if anybody asked you for any, would you give them JP screws? If they asked you for loads?
No.
No, so it's fair to say that never going to give you up.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was really, really bad.
Until the bill's finished, and then I'll give them out.
No, I was just trying to get you to walk into that joke, and you did it so nicely.
Oh, right.
Yeah, bit Rick Astley.
Oh, I should have said, yeah, I would.
Yeah, you should have said, yeah, I would, and that would have spoiled my joke then. Right, okay, so
I don't know.
what is stage 1 then?
Okay, so
I think I am definitely going to use tweezers for these.
oh my good.
Oh God.
Goody arm. Okay, so for this issue, you will need 5 red DP screws, 2 red VM screws, 5 red CM screws, 4 red EM screws, and 2 red FP screws.
Yep.
Put the screws that are not needed safely to one side. Mind you, that's irrelevant because you pick yours out anyway, don't you?
Yes.
So
basically, they've done the impression of the Harley Davidson and gone, here's a load of parts, put them to one side.
Yeah.
You might use them this time next year.
So you need to take the 2 hinge brackets, I, and fit the arms between the screw holes in the right and left hinge bars A and B, which are clearly labelled R and L. Fix in place with 2 VM screws, ensuring they go right across the hinged assembly.
Okie dokie. So, right. So what I've done is I've got my parts ready. Now, these are the ones that came just before the handle. So I placed them there. And obviously we've got a left and the right there. And both of these are going to fit onto there. So I'm not going to worry about which one is which, because they are written on there which one it is. So it looks like that's going to go with the locating peg upwards. And that's going to meet up with the lettering down. So it's going to go in hopefully like that. And I am going to change my screwdriver head because the J1 head is far too big. I say far too big. It's a little bit too big. So I think that
does it look like these are going to sit on top of the bonnet then?
It looks like these are going to sit under. Yes, they do look like they're going to sit on top. I suppose really I should have got my bonnet out ready. Right, so that's going in. Ooh, it's a bit wobbly.
I'm surprised you're not on it.
Right, so that's actually screwing into right, it's actually screwing into this bit, not into this bit. I think. I'll put that to the. Oh, that's too big. Trouble is, if you start using screwdriver heads that aren't the right size on coloured screws, all that's going to happen is that you're going to strip the head. And I think what's actually happening there, that's not going through. And I think the reason for that is that's too small. Oh, sorry, guys. Myself and Adrian are working on a little project. It's nothing major, but we're gonna, when we figure out the best head for each screw, we're gonna make a little list. Right, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of testing with this because I want to know if we're screwing this into the middle piece or if we're screwing it into. Right, so as you can see, it's not actually screwing into the middle one because that's see that moving freely.
Yeah. So
it's actually got to screw into this bit, a little bit like the. In fact, it's not even screwing in there either. It's right. Okay, I can see how these are different now. No, they are both the same. So this hole on this side and this hole in the middle there is slightly too big for the screw, but this one is the right size. So what I would probably do here is just screw that in, not all the way, but just backwards and forwards. Do you remember doing the old backwards and forwards before?
Yeah.
And that's just gonna strip that paint out and cut a thread. And I'm using the JO head. It might possibly be worth considering some of that thread lock. But you see, look, I'm starting to strip the paint out. I mean, I could always put a dab of red paint on, but I think that's as far as it's going to go.
Would it need a drop of oil maybe to lubricate it?
Yeah, shall we finally use the well, actually saying that, I've had that so long, I don't know where it is.
Oh no.
No.
Well, it should be nearby because you put it into a little bottle, didn't you?
No. So I'm going to go for plan B. I'm going to use my yeah. I'm going to use.
You're going to poke it, aren't you?
I'm going to what?
Poke it.
Poke it.
Going to use your poker.
Poker. I'm gonna, no, that's too rude even for my channel. Right. I hope the other one isn't this bad. What doesn't help is you haven't really got an awful lot to hold on to.
Yeah, there's not a lot there, is there?
No, it might be worth wrapping this in masking tape and pop it in a vise. But I appreciate that not everyone's got a vise. Right, I think that will be okay.
I've got a few.
Yeah, I bet you've got loads, haven't you? You've got everything, haven't you, Dave?
The comments will be going wild now. What, Dave's got a load of vices?
Yeah, yeah. Right, okay. See, that's a bit of a dodgy way to do it, but look, this hinge moves brilliantly now because it's not screwing. The only point that the screw is screwing into is this side of this. It's not even screwing in there, so it's not pulling it together. It's not really making an awful lot of contact with that. So that makes it into a perfect hinge. I'm really impressed with that. But you may have to fiddle with this. Just keep going backwards and forwards. But it is an M screw we're using, and we are screwing into metal. I'm happy with that. Look.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can do the other side just as easy. So that we'll just pop that screw through there. So really, it's just important to test fit, because if it's not going to go in easily, and that one's actually gone in too easy, I don't like that. That's gone in really easy. Suspiciously easy. So we'll see how that goes. There's about 3 turns and it's in. Whereas that one was about 500 turns and it was in. So be ready for broken part.
Might be a good thing to suggest at this point that you actually have the both lefts together and both rights together.
Well, these aren't left and a right. These are both the same part. That's why I didn't worry about it. But underneath, you can tell which one is the left and which is the right. But these two top of the hinges,
right, yeah,
they are both identical. Yeah. They are actually both of them are 64I, whereas the bottom bits are 64A and 64B. So well, look, this screw has gone in like a dream. And because this one was so difficult and this one was so easy, I'm actually quite suspicious of it. So, right, okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to ask Horlicks to describe the next stage, and then I'll get my bonnet ready.
Okay. So you need to identify the fixing points for the hinge bar A and B on the bonnet, which is part 1D. So yeah, that was in issue 1. Locate the peg at the end of each hinge bar in the socket on the top of the bonnet and fix in place from below with 2 CM screws. And they're red CM screws. It does say if a screw is a tight fit, you might find it helpful to screw in half a turn forwards followed by a quarter turn back until the screws are fully in place, which is exactly what obviously we've just explained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I've done then, I've just done a little dry fit while you were describing that. Now, they describe it from underneath. So you've got B, which is the left, is going there, and A is from here. But I'm going to do it from above because I think it's a little bit easier to see. So on the bonnet, you can see one hole, one bigger recessed hole, and then a little slit. And what's going to happen is that one there and is going to go into there. This bigger hole there is the recessed one, and it's left and right as looking. Let me just double check this. Yeah, looking at it from behind. So if we stand here, this is the right because this is my right hand, and this is the left. So there's the right, that's going there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to completely ignore this for a moment, because obviously when I tip this upside down, if I'm holding the one, the other one's going to fall out. So let's completely imagine this one doesn't even exist right now.
Okay, just another thought. Will they go in the wrong way?
They will go in the wrong way. They will not go in the wrong way. No, they... Oh, brilliant. Thank you for that, Horlicks. Right. For some reason, this isn't going to fit. It's like the holes are too close together. Don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just a fact.
There, it's a fact. So this one, the holes look too far. But if you look at these from underneath, oh, there is a slight difference. Yes. So there you go. Good question. No, you cannot get them in the wrong way. So,
Excellent.
so I've ended up now playing with the left one. So we'll do the left one because that's the one I got in my hand. So totally ignore the right one, because if you don't play with it, you can't drop it or lose it. So I'll get the 2 screws ready. Obviously, I've got a big selection here.
Mark Knight says I'm not helping with the innuendos. And then Mark's also put, oh, well, the little hole along with the little slit. Penny, you're really playing on that now, Penny.
Yeah. Right. So we've got the large hole underneath is there, and there it is without the hinge in. So the little slit is actually for, you can see, is that's just to make the hinge able to move. So, and that's just going to go into there like so, and hopefully this is going to fit. Whoa. And again, you haven't really got a lot of room. The pieces are so small, you see. So you've got to hold that down, otherwise it's going to rotate. So you've got to keep that end in the locating peg, and it's actually difficult. And you know, if you had, for example, some 5-in-1 oil, that would probably make the job so much easier.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I bought the 5-in-1 oil, and then we didn't use metal screws for ages, did we?
No.
No.
And not that, someone said that it rusted. It would make it rust.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't see that with the oil. I can see it with the washing up liquid, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right, you've really got to push down hard on the screw. It is difficult. And like, even there, I've still not got a good grip on it. It's not tight enough yet.
Don't forget to go backwards and forwards on it.
Oh, yeah, backwards and forwards. Do you know what? I remember that from issue 1, wasn't it? Oh, God, that's made it so much easier. Yeah, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. That's almost there. So, back, forwards, back, forwards, back, forwards. Still not there. This is really difficult. Right, I'm going to try a different plan. Bear with me a sec.
Oh, plan.
Oh, I'm getting a really highly technical piece of equipment now.
So Mark Knight, part of a joke, took the mother-in-law to the London dungeons. Security came up to me saying, "Excuse me, could you keep her moving? We're trying to stock take."
I want to push down really hard on this, so I want to push this onto the floor, onto the table, but I don't want to scratch it. So I've just got 3 or 4 bits of kitchen roll, folded them in 4, just to give it a bit of a cushion. Obviously, a towel or anything else would do, but I'm just worried about scratching pieces. That's all. Right. Oh, we're there now. We're finally there. So there you go. We've added a little bit of refinement to it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Apart from all the finger marks all over. But then that's what I got my kitchen roll for. So we'll see if we can do a better job with the right-hand side, which, as you can see there, is going in lovely. Lovely.
I wouldn't use kitchen roll to polish it
No,
because it's made of wood pulp.
I didn't. Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah,
So you would use a lint-free cloth,
I would, yeah.
or go home.
Yeah, I use I've got a microfiber cloth here I use for my models, and that seems to work really well.
Yeah. Obviously, you guys are much posher than me.
Are you feeling left out? I've got hundreds of them, so if you want me to send you a couple, then I will.
No, you're all right.
But they're not too
I do actually. I used to have microfiber cloths. I used to use them for cleaning the kitchen because I used to love them because they dry so quick, don't they?
Mm.
You put them in the washing machine, literally show them to the sun, and they're dry.
Yeah.
Right, this is a struggle, but then metal screws always are, aren't they? You watch, just as we get to the end of the build, the oil will turn up. I think we have actually used it, haven't we? Oh no, that's not even close yet.
Oh, I've got some in my hands. I just wish I could just point it at the
Yeah,
screen
just
and drop it
over
in.
there.
Wet it, yeah. 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? If they had some sort of technology where I put this on like a little pad and then it beams it over to Penny.
Yeah, we need to Wonka. Right.
Yeah, that's what we want. Beam me up, Scotty, don't we?
Yeah. Right. Okay. I was having a bit of a wishful thinking look because I am really struggling. I can see the washing up liquid, and I want to pick that washing up liquid up, but.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you've done what else have you? Did you do your wheels with washing up liquids?
Yeah.
Have they rusted?
I don't know. I haven't really looked, but inside parts I'm not so worried about, but these might actually show.
If you're struggling, I'd suggest just use a drop.
Do you know what? I will too. I mean, it might be that just needs to cut it more.
I think you'll find that it'll probably dry up anyway.
Right. Okay. Let's go for it then. Here we go.
It'd have to be a
in the workstation from a ship. That actually is a really good point because I've got so much crap in this workstation. My problem that I have is that if I have a space, it doesn't take me long to fill it up with something.
I don't like that.
It all seems like a good idea at the time.
So Gordy's come up with a joke.
What's that?
I haven't spoken to the mother-in-law for 6 months now. Apparently it's rude to interrupt.
Ready for this?
Oh!
So that can go. Right, so let's find a little bit of scrap plastic. Where could I find some scrap plastic from?
The bin.
Perhaps the packaging from the Routemaster. Oh, you'll see a lot of my videos, especially where I'm using epoxy glue. I'm using bits of Routemaster to use as a little, you put the pot and then you sit there and you mix it all together. It's so often I'm always using Routemaster stuff. But why not?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see just how good this 5-in-1 is. Oh my god, I'm hardly turning it and it's going in.
Oh, that gone in?
No, it's gone back to where it was with ease. Oh, this is hard work. It's better than it was. So
go backwards and forwards with it now.
I'm going backwards and forwards, Dave. There we go.
So Adrian's just said that for EM screws to use the J0 head.
J0 head. The one I'm actually using by coincidence. Trouble is, if you slip too much, what you do is you strip the head. And once you start stripping the head, you can't screw that any tighter.
Yeah.
I'm at risk of doing, I don't know if you can see that. but I'm starting to strip that. So I might resort to using the spare one. But I kind of feel a failure when I have to use the spare screw. I've done it once before, didn't I, with the cream one? Oh, that's there.
Jolly good.
That's there. That is there. So you just need a bit of patience, really, guys. But if you can do these bits, then this bit should be easy.
Yeah.
Opening bonnet. Sorry.
Brilliant.
So yes, I am using red screws, but obviously because you've got a metal head, you're at risk of stripping the paint off the screws.
Yeah.
I like that. What's the difference between in-laws and outlaws? Outlaws are wanted. Okay, so I need a break after that. What's the next stage?
J1 head for CM screws. Okay, so oh my god, it's very technical. So you need to take one set of friction hinge. That is a tongue twister. Take one set of friction hinge links, which is E, F, and G, and arrange the 3 parts as shown, noting the position of the locating peg circled in blue. The circled locating peg is closer to the end of part F, which is the end that is connected to part E. Fix the hinge links together with an EM screw. Okay, then it says fit the free end of part E into the slot in part C. Note the raised sockets on part G are on the same side as the slimmer arm of the slot of part C, as indicated by the red dotted arrow fixed with a CM screw. Yeah, I mean, reading that, I'm lost.
Okay, let's see what we can do with it. So the first thing I've done is, as you were explaining that, I was laying the parts out. So we have got 64F, 64G. They're the long ones, but 64F is the one with the locating pegs. In the middle there, I've got 64E, and I've got 64C with a CM screw there and an EM screw there.
Yeah.
So what looks like what is happening, it doesn't seem to matter which way round this small plate goes. This one needs to go with the locating pegs on the inside.
However, you need to make sure part F with the locating pins, you've got a shorter distance between the hole and the peg on the bottom, because if you see, they're slightly off center.
Gotcha. Right. So I've actually got this the wrong way round. So it wants to go this way. Right. So those pegs are actually spacers by the looks of it. So I think that is, let me see if I can find it. I think that is correct.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now I've got to somehow hold these while putting an EM screw through my fingernail into the part there.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I reckon the screw will actually screw into part G, like the hinges. So you could be able to, you might be able to thread the screw through the first part, then the second part.
Do you know what, Horlicks? You are absolutely spot on there. So let's rephrase how we do it. Right. So let's rewind to the beginning. So we're going to take EM screw. We're going to take part 64F with the locating peg closest to the bottom. We are going to place that over the screw.
Yeah.
64E, which is the small one, we're going to place that over there like so.
Yeah.
Facing the other way. Then we're going to take 64G, and you can see that the lugs that point, you see that they're off center. Come on, focus. That's going to place on there but it's not going to go through. So now we've got to somehow put this on. And I suppose it won't matter if they're not level. We can just screw that in enough to bite and then make adjustments. Okay, this is fiddly. I think however we do it, it's going to be fiddly. Right, so that's in just enough to bite, and that looks like it's gone in at an angle. Right, so I'm going to hold that there, and then I'm going to continue screwing it.
Wow.
It is difficult because this is trying to rotate round. Actually, once you've got it in, you can hold it across there. See, I don't know what this is going to do, so maybe it would have been better if we looked at the ahead on the instructions. Oh my God, is all I'm going to say.
I haven't even looked further on yet.
Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to. Right. So, just like the previous hinge then, the screw isn't actually tight with these two parts. It's actually screwing into there. So that is possibly screwed in slightly too much, because I think we want free movement on that. So there is, you can see it's slightly tight because it'll go in whatever position I hold it in. Yeah, and I don't...
Actually, I think, Penny, sorry, I think... Let me have a closer look at that part.
Right, let me hold it. Right, there we go.
Yeah, I think I think that's on the wrong way, part G. Because you need the flatter edge towards the screw.
Yeah, I was meant to go the other way. Sorry, I was trying to explain that, and yet I still put it in the wrong way.
Yeah, no, I noticed you did explain it, and I was like, oh.
And yet I still put it on the wrong way. So good spot there, Horlicks. So I've got to start this all over again. Never mind. Never mind.
It's like you say, we make the mistakes, so you don't have to.
Yeah, and yeah. Right. So okay. So starting again. EM screw 64F 64E. Yeah. And then I'm going to place that over there. I don't think that matters which way round it goes, but it's just getting it to start. It's just so fiddly. It's getting the start point. So just give it a couple of screws, just so that it bites. And then we can adjust
all the way.
You've really got to keep an eye on this. Oh, that's going in a little bit too. That's not even going in. Look. Ah, that's because I didn't have it in. Didn't get it in properly. Right, there we go. And I think I might have just twisted that, because that looks a bit odd to me. I'm assuming there's something going to go in there. I'm not totally happy with that, but until I know exactly what's going to happen to it.
I think wait till the next part of this step 3, because we've got to attach the bracket at the bottom, haven't we? So it might become a bit more clearer, or it might be an idea to fit that now and then finish tightening the screws up afterwards.
Okay. Well, we've still got to put this bit on, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, after that, get that in place, then we could maybe look at adjusting the other screw.
Okay, I've actually got the wrong part. This isn't 64C. This is 64C. You see you've got a smaller bit and a larger bit.
Yeah.
You want that larger bit on the left. On the same side as the part with the locating pegs. So that screw is going to come in from that side.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can't
this is a fiddly part. I am enjoying this.
I can't quite work it out.
Well, we'll see what happens when we get there.
Because it's showing that arm going into the bracket, but then you've also got... Oh, I'm not sure.
This is not far off issue 29. It's just that because the parts are so small, it's holding them while you screw them in.
When the file was put onto the Facebook group, and I saw this issue, I thought, oh, there's a lot of fiddly parts on there.
Yeah. It probably is easier than it looks so far, but it's not any less fiddly. If you don't get that bar in just the right position, when you screw it in, it's just going to bend it.
There's nothing you can use either, is there, to hold it?
No. A vice, maybe. See,
Yeah, vice.
really, what I'm advising here is just give it a couple of screws, have a look, couple more screws. If it's going in stiff, don't screw it in really hard because you could be trying to screw through that bar. Only once you, yeah, I don't think that's gone through that bar because that bar hasn't got a lot of movement. That bar theoretically should have more movement than that. I don't think that's gone in. Right. Let's see if that goes through there freely. Right. Ah, that doesn't go through freely. Right. Yes, it does. Right. So that should go through. So there's not an awful lot of friction to get it through that bar. So if you're experiencing friction, you may possibly have it in slightly wrong. Trouble is, the more we're screwing it, the more we're removing the paint from the screw.
Yeah.
That's my worry. So that should go through freely on the first half. Right, okay, here's a better option. Right, so what I've done is I've screwed the screw in, right, until you can't see it in the middle. I'm trying to get the focus.
Yeah.
Not happening, right. I just can't get the focus.
It's frustrating, isn't it? These cameras, the autofocus just doesn't work.
Right. So anyway, basically, you've got the gap between there. What I've done is I've screwed the screw through until the screw becomes visible, and I've just backed it off until the screw goes invisible. So that screw is held in there. That will then enable me to place this in. And it's actually a tight fit. So I'll just back that off a bit more. Why is that now not going in? Is it because I've put it in the wrong way? Right. Back that screw off some more then. There we go. Right. So then I can hold that there. I'm going to gently screw, and hopefully there won't be. Ah, that's good. That's good. I'm liking that. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can now see the screw starting to appear on the other side. So I think it's because it's trying to self-tap into it. But like I say, there's just nothing to hold on to. I did not want to do that. I got off very, very lucky there, but I ended up slipping. I really want to use my vise, but I also don't want to use it because I know a lot of people don't have one. But you've just got to really grip it hard in your fingers. This is really, really hard. Right. Okay, I'm all right with that now. But there's not a lot of moves. Only about 45 degrees movement on that.
That's probably all you want.
Yeah, okay, that might be all I want. Okay, so that's that one done. I apologize for my sniffing today. I'm getting over a cold. So I am sniffing a bit. Right, so do you want to give me a break and read section 4, Horlicks?
Yeah.
Normally I would say section 4 is exactly the same, but I've got to be honest with you. If I can just get a 10-second break, that's worth it.
So, yeah, as the same as part 3, we need to repeat to assemble the second set of friction hinges, friction hinge links, parts E, F, and G again. Note the position of the locating peg circled in blue. Fix the hinge links together with an EM screw. Fit the free end of part E into the slot in part D. Note again that the raised sockets on part G are on the same side as the slimmer arm of the slot on part D, as indicated by the red dotted arrow. Fix in place with a CM screw.
So this is essentially a mirror image of the previous one.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
See if I can do this one a little bit better than the last one then. So, screw. The bar with the locating pegs closest to the bottom, that's going in. Then the smaller bar. Then 64G with the raised bits pointing away. Then somehow try to hold that while we somehow screw that in. And I don't think it matters what position we have it held in. I wonder if
Fleetwood, very fiddly parts this week. But even though it's fiddly and it's good, isn't it? It gives us something to focus on.
Right. So when you get this screw in, don't worry about getting all the bars in the correct position. Just get that screw in, because that's not going to hold. That's all going to fly everywhere. Right, there we go. There you go, look. All in a row. Just get that screw in enough to bite. That's not going to go in because that screw hole's not big enough. I'm going to try the other hole. That was almost a throwing things on the floor moment.
You need 3 hands, don't you?
You need more than 3 hands, Dave. You need 15 hands. And what really does help is having a hole big enough. Right, is that going? Right, okay. So I've got that in just enough to bite, which then enables me to position everything in the correct position. Yeah, now I can continue screwing that in as tight as it'll go, or as tight as we need it to go.
Yeah, Mark Knight said, "I bet I'm really looking forward to this issue now." Do you know what I am? I mean, I still think this is slightly easier than what we had to do in 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right there. Right, so it's actually that way round. So it's an issue where you've got to go slowly and keep double checking.
Oh, that's a good tip from P40F20. He said perhaps use a screw and screw into the part that gets threaded by itself before you try and assemble it all
That
together.
would have been a good idea. That's called dry fitting, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is something that I didn't do. Chris Campling's just come up with a joke. I've heard it before, but it's still funny. Right, okay. So let's take up P40's tip there
Yeah.
and actually make sure the bloody thing does fit before we start. So I lost my screwdriver. There we go.
Oh no, maybe I got it wrong. What was the engine issue? Was it 29 or 24?
29.
29.
29 is a word, is a number that strikes
Yeah.
fear in my heart.
So Gordy, yeah, 29, because that wasn't the gas pedal. 29 was where we built the engine and we had to put all those pipes in.
Yeah.
The
Although
spring
someone
later
said on
on,
stream about putting super glue in, and I think that was the best tip going.
yeah, I did in the end. And yeah, the pedal one was bad. It took me literally about an hour to get that spring in. I had to do a lot of video cutting.
Yeah. Oh, talking of video cutting, did anyone see my video? Yes, my awful video yesterday.
Oh, what, the really loud one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
I've now learned a new feature called audio something. And what it does is it takes a music track and it compares it against another track. And if that other track has got a volume, say, for example, speech, it reduces the volume. And then when there's no speech, it then increases the volume.
What? Is that on Power Director?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
Well,
I will teach you then, Horlicks. This is the beauty of hobbies, because Horlicks got me into video Power Director. It turns out I didn't actually need it, because now that I've done the Windows reboot, everything works again. But
wasn't it more some of the features you liked more on it?
Some of the features, adjusting volumes is brilliant, and doing what you'll notice is when I have video clips of videos that fade in and out, and it's a very simple fade. It just literally fades in. Whereas the old version, I was putting all these fancy effects, and one or two people was actually saying they didn't like the effect. I think, was it Fleetwood? Did you say that one of them was making you feel a bit ill?
Yeah, do you know what? I felt the same, to be honest. When the first time I used it, I felt like I was getting a bit dizzy.
Yeah. So I've just gone for simple fade in and fade out.
Yeah, that's what I do now. Since you found that. And that's something else you taught me.
It's literally one click of a button. You right click, you select fade in, fade out, and it fades in 1 second and fades out. The only drawback with that is that when I record clips and then I add all the clips together. So when I start recording, I have to let it record for a second before I say anything. And then once I finish talking, I have to wait 1 second before I hit the stop button. Otherwise, I actually cut myself off at the end. So some of my videos are awful, but it's not that they're awful. They're badly edited. But as I've learned to edit, they're gradually getting better.
Yeah.
But they're not getting better by week, because where I may have more videos in one thing, like I've got more Hermione's and Flying Scotsman made than R2D2, but each R2 is getting better and each Hermione is getting better. But you might watch one on a Monday and it's brilliant, and the one on the Tuesday is not so good, and then Thursday's good or Friday's good. But if you compare it to, like, Flying Scotsman 2 is slightly better edited than Scotsman 1, if that makes sense. Right, so now see, this one's got more movement. than this one. In fact, no, this one's got no movement.
Oh, Ian Martin says Dave is watching eagerly and not saying much.
Ah, there we go.
I'm watching and learning. I'm watching and learning.
Right. Okay. There, I can see where it is now. Where I've just moved this, I've rubbed some of the paint off. I'm hoping this part's not going to show, but as I've now twisted it, it's now got more movement, but it's rubbed a little bit of the paint off.
I think you're okay because I've looked ahead and you won't see that.
Yeah, but I've now got free movement there. So,
I mean, it's going to be inevitable, isn't it? With painted parts, where there's movement, it's going to rub the paint.
Because obviously these parts have been made fairly to the exact width.
Yeah.
But when you then add paint, it adds a little bit of width to it. Right, okie dokie. So, next stage.
Okay, so.
Sorry, I meant to say, are you happy with that?
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah.
I've just got to remember which. Well, it shouldn't matter because it's got L written on the bottom.
Okay, so this is going to be another fiddly issue. Take the bonnet assembly and the bonnet.
Sorry, I've got to interrupt you with Geordie's comment. Free movement, Penny. Don't get Brexit into this.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, Chris said he looks like little legs.
Right.
Right, so take the bonnet assembly and the bonnet lock. J, identify the fixing point for the lock on the side of the bonnet and align the latch K with the latch on the inside of the bonnet and fix in place from the inside with one DP screw. And that is a red DP screw again.
Okie dokie. So, sorry, can I just take a 20-second break? I'm sort of going to run and get some toilet paper and blow my nose. So I do apologise. I'm filling up here.
It does look like a fiddling part, doesn't it?
Chris Camplin uses iMovie when editing. Do you know what? I tried to use that once and I couldn't get on with it. But I think I don't know. It was just a bit complicated. But obviously with Power Director, I mean, there's so many things you can do on it. I mean, I sort of get I've got these files already set up with my video. That's why they're the same every week. And then all I have to do is insert my video clips I make and just do the transitions and it's done.
That's exactly what I do, Horlicks.
Yeah, I don't really get a lot of time to play with the settings. Only if I do a different video, I'll have a play. So like when I started doing some of my 3D print videos, I played around with a few more settings, but I don't really often sit and play with it all. So it's good that Penny is because now I can get all the tips from her.
Yeah, well, this is it. You taught me the basics, as in getting it sorted out. I've had a play. I figured features that you don't know, so I'll teach you, and then that will probably lead to you learning features, and so on and so forth. Right. So what I've done, I've been having a little bit of a dry fit. This has actually got, it's not a circle. It's a circle with a flat side. Can you see the black bit?
Yeah.
And that will fit into here, which is the same shape. Sorry, focus. There we are. Yeah. But you've got to do it through the bonnet. So if you push the handle in like so, yeah, that should give us this pointing downwards, and I'm going to give that a bit of a wiggle until we feel it lock into place, which it doesn't seem to want to do. There we are. That's locked in place. So what I should really have done there was got the screw ready. So now I've got to carry on holding this and get a screw out with one hand. So
yeah, with the Oreo, it's difficult because
So I'm going to tuck that in there, and then I'm going to try and I'm trying to put them in. I'm just picking up even more. So yeah, guys, like I did with the last two sections, get your bleeding parts ready, which is what I haven't done. Right, and then also check the stereo is the right head. I really don't know if that's going to be the right one. Now that handle, yeah, it's plastic because this is a DP screw. So this should be one of the easiest parts to put in. Right, so that's in there enough to grab. So I'm going to try and hold this. Don't hold it on the end because you're going to snap it. I've got a bit of a fingernail there, so I'm going to push that down with my fingernail. And then I'm going to, yeah, get my finger under there like that and try and hold it there. You basically want to push the red bit in so that it's not going to fall out of the little catchy bit. Right, and that's in tight. Oh, that's in too tight. Because you see that I've got movement, but it's I don't know. Do you want that really stiff?
Yeah, I think that'll be all right because that's going to loosen up anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's basically, you can see the catch there, and you move the handle.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that once everything's in place, that's going to be difficult to move. But saying that, once it's in, we'll have a little play with it. It might work, it might not. Right, okie dokie. So I'm going to flip that because I can see what's coming next. So,
Okay, so yeah, step 6, take the right friction hinge assembly and identify the fixing point on the right-hand side of the inside of the bonnet. Locate the peg on the underside of part C in one hole and fix the hinge in place with a CM screw. And then it says repeat to fix part D to the left-hand side of the bonnet inset below.
right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to do a double check here. This one is the right-hand side. Now, I've said to look at it from the back. So the right-hand side is going to be there, which means that should go in there.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't. But it goes into this one perfectly.
Because if you look at the image, it's showing the wider part of that bracket towards the outside edge of the bonnet. So
okay.
yeah.
No, that's fine. Right, neither of them are going to go in there. So that hole there is too small for the locating peg. So we have two options here. We make the hole bigger or we make the locating peg smaller. So what I'm going to suggest is possibly a combination of the two. So I'm going to get my file. This is a round needle file, and that might actually be too thin at the end. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm suggesting that it's a paint width too tight. So I've just run that round there just to remove the paint. There you go. Perfect now. Absolutely.
Right.
It was just the paint. So I'm going to double check. This has got the R on it. Can you confirm?
Yeah.
And this one's got the L on it.
No, I can't see that one. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So looking at it from behind, the left goes there, the right goes there. There's the bonnet. So there's the right. So the right is actually really the middle, isn't it? Because where this is going to sit on the bus, this is going to be the left, this is going to be the middle.
Yeah.
All the driver's cab and everything on the other side. Right, so pop that in. That's perfect. In fact, I'm going to put this one in. We already know it fits. And I think we're going to... Yeah.
And another way of checking also is what with the wider part of the hinge facing the outside of the bonnet, you can also check that the actual screw is facing towards the middle of the bonnet on the bracket.
Yeah. And also these bits here, you see where they're a little bit poking out, they're going to be poking into the middle. So basically the locating pegs are going to be on the outside pointing in. Seeing little locating pegs there pointing in there.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't make that much sense, but right. And I'm going to get these screws out with tweezers because the tweezers aren't magnetic. Right, so, but look, that's how magnetic my oil is. It's actually picking up a file. Right, so, oil. Oh, look, that oil's evaporated. Can you believe that? Right. So I reckon this is going to be the easiest job of the lot. Do you know what? I don't miss the M screws at all. I'm going to be honest with you there. Saying that, that has gone in really nice. Whether that's to do with the oil,
Super.
I don't know. And there is no movement there at all. But do watch yourself because this oil seems to be trying to get everywhere.
That's the disadvantage with it.
Yeah. But isn't this biodegradable like a fish oil?
Quite possibly.
So if you get loads of flies and maggots around your bus, you know it is an animal oil. No, that's probably not funny, was it? Right. Okay, but that screw has gone in really nicely. Whether yours will, I don't know. That's, oh my God, that is really firm. But this one is, no, that's not so firm. That's it. I don't know if that's come loose. Just give that. Oh, that's odd, isn't it? A minute ago, that was really tight. Right, let's do the old loose and tighten again. That's better. Right, so we've got these weird hinges now then. But they are a bit loose. I want to see if I can just tighten them up here. Do you know what? I'm going to go with these because I don't know if they want to be tight.
Yeah.
So, but I've got free movement on these hinges, so that's fine. Right, so, Mr. Horlicks.
Yes.
What's next? I'm smoking so much on this.
Okay, so step 7. Oh my good God. I don't even think we're halfway through yet, are we?
Oh my God.
Nearly.
Ish.
Okay, so step 7. It says take the latch striker, part L, and locate the fixing points on the bonnet stiffener, E, 1E. Locate the peg on part L into the hole and fix in place with 2 FP screws. And then it does say if you fitted the poles 57E to the seats on the lower deck, we suggest you remove them temporarily to avoid damaging them while fitting the lower deck to the chassis. That's a bit random.
I called that because if you remember, I said I didn't want to fit the poles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess because the next stage we're going to actually be playing with the body, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm looking at these. I don't know if you guys can. Right. This is the latch. Oh, sorry, I'm not even got the right screen on. Right. So this is the latch. Now you can easily identify which way round it goes because you've got one hole there. Do you know? I think this actually works better if the light is airborne. There we go. Right. So you've got one hole there, and you've got 2 holes there. And on this, you've got one hole, and a locating peg. So the side with the 2 holes, that's where the locating peg's going to go. And that is going to go in simply like that. Now, can you see what I see? How are you going to get those screws?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would we need the Routemasters?
We might well, do, but I hope not, because I don't know where it is. It's there somewhere. It's here somewhere. Oh, well, we'll give it a go. Right, so I want 2 FP screws.
Yeah, 2 red FP screws.
There's one. There's the second one. Right, so the P screw is going into plastic. That apparently is I don't remember putting that bit on now. Oh yes, yeah, that's that crisscrossy bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Bonnet strengthener.
Yeah.
Because
you're strengthening a piece of metal with a piece of plastic then. Actually, that's going in fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, Andy M's just put a comment saying there is just enough room to get in with the screwdriver.
Yeah, there is actually room there. That's fine. So I've not quite gone all the way. Chris Campling's just laughed there, hasn't he?
Mark did just say, sorry, I can't remember the bloke that was in hospital last week, but he hopes he's doing well.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I can't remember him now.
Yeah, was it so
we're thinking of you so much we can't remember who you are.
He had a problem with his hip, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that doesn't feel like it's in tight enough, but there's no movement, so I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
You know, only go, oh God, look, be careful that I've just caught the edge there and I've stripped the paint off. So, I mean, that's all right. I can touch that up with paint, but yeah, I've well and truly stripped the paint out of there. So be careful, guys. I mean, I'll get some red paint and that'll probably do it. That might do it. Or I can do a bit of fancy mixing. I've got a million reds, so I'm bound to be able to match it. Right, so that's our fancy bonnet now.
Oh, brilliant.
Getting there.
Yeah.
I'm quite intrigued how these hinges are going to work. Wow, okay. So, right, it's going to get difficult now because I need room. So,
that's really clever.
Pardon?
I think I know how those hinges are going to work.
Do you?
And if that's the case, that is really, really good detail.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reckon those friction hinge brackets, you know, with all the small details with the little knobbles in,
yeah.
I reckon that's going to, those arms are going to lock into each hole, so you can have the bonnet open at a certain point.
Yeah.
Staggered, yeah. You can have it displaying how you want it to.
Yeah.
Oh, and that would be why these have got holes all the way around.
Yeah, so the arms lock in at a certain angle that you want the bonnet open.
Okay.
Yeah. I reckon that's really good.
I mean, I'm guessing the clue is in the word friction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. If you can give me a couple of minutes, I'm going to carefully remove my body. No, I could have phrased that one better, couldn't I? Right, so there's my staircase.
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to build anything with just your head on the table.
No. Right, so, guys, I'm really not going to rush this. Having said that, it's come away quite easily. Oh!
Hello, Wayne. How are you?
I'm stuck. Oh, God, my bus looks awful now. I've taken the body off. Right.
We are on 64, Chris Camplin.
Yeah, me look.
At least 64. I was going to say Horlicks. Right. I'm removing the roof simply because it's one less thing to fall off then.
Yeah.
Right, so I think I'm going to have to do far away cam because obviously the size of this body. So I'm going to have, excuse the mess, but I'm going to have to try and somehow work this way. So, right. Okay, I'm sure this is going to be clever, but I can't see how it's all going to, oh God, this is going to be really, really, let's see if I can get a bit fancy. No, that ain't going to work.
Swing the camera further away. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Oh, see, I'm kind of working half off the table here. Right. So there may be points when I actually come away from the table, come off camera. See, this is all my secret bit here, which you don't see. I normally keep that off camera. There's R2-D2. So we'll just turn him that way. He can keep you entertained for a bit. Right. So let's see if I can. Right, that's not brilliant, but it's probably going to. Let me tuck the light under there. Oh, that's a bit better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's better.
Right, okay, so that's the way. I'm sorry, guys, I don't have a professional setup. That's the way. Actually, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In there down the seats. Yeah, I like that. Right. Okay, then. Describe away, then.
Okay, so take the two friction hinge brackets, 64H, and align the screw sockets with the sockets on the front wall, 48A, locating the peg on each bracket in the hole indicated by the dotted lines. Fix in place with two red DP screws. So I see you've got two holes underneath the array of holes on the raised part.
Right. So if this goes in that way.
Yep, that looks
right.
right.
Sorry, I got the wrong camera view. Right. So what I'm thinking then is that that part's going to go in like that. And this part side will go in like that. Are these the left and the right, or are these are both the same part, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the same part and they actually fit the same way. So that one you're doing now needs to be turned round.
Oh, right. Oh, they do, don't they? Yes. So that one's going to go there. Like that. And this one, and the next one's going to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So. Okay. What I'm going to do, I think, is going to be the best way. I'm going to just screw that screw in there all the way through, because we're not attaching it through there. Right. So that's in all the way there. I know you can't see that because of the focus. And then I'm aiming the oh, this is going to be hard. Right, I'm going to see if I can use tweezers left-handed.
Wayne's just said it was me, Horlicks. Sorry, what was you? The one who was in hospital.
If you were doing this yourself, you wouldn't do it this way. It's just because I'm trying to do it on the camera that I'm doing it in a really awkward way. There we go. Right, there's no movement there, so I'm happy with that. God, my hands stink of oil. So I'm screwing the screw into this part first until that goes in all of the way, which it now doesn't want to do.
Oh, Matthew Borum said, did Cliff Richard drive a Routemaster in summer holiday?
Say that again.
Did Cliff Richard drive a Routemaster in the film Summer Holiday?
He
No.
did in the film. Oh, I see. I don't think he drove it, did he? I think it was just
No, he didn't drive a Routemaster. He drove an RT.
right. But I don't think he actually drove it, did he? Because if you look at the background, that's
Yeah, it was probably green screen, wasn't it?
yeah.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it was an earlier bus than the Routemaster. It was an RT.
Right.
That brings me on to something, actually. I want to experiment with the green screen. I've got a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if I can make one. Can I just paint something green?
Yeah, you don't have to use green. You can use any color you want. What you do is you set the computer, you tell it what color to ignore.
Oh.
But just don't wear a green t-shirt. Unless that's but I mean some people will hang a sheet behind them.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling with this because of the position it's in.
Oh, Verwain. It was Verwain who brought me the helping hands.
Oh,
Do you know,
bless.
thank you so much. Do you know what? I was saying to Penny at the beginning of the stream, I was so stoked because I was so excited when there was something at the door, thinking, "Oh my god, I've got something," and it's something I've wanted for such a long time because I have done a little bit of soldering, and it's so difficult to, and it's going to be so useful for all sorts of projects. So yeah, thank you so much. That really means a lot. But I wasn't sure, so I didn't know anyone to message. So I did message Penny, and I said, "Did you buy me something on Amazon?" And she went, "No, why would I?"
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, why would anyone? But I was just asking.
Why would anyone buy you anything, Horlicks?
Exactly. So yeah, I know, I was really over the moon. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. So I finally put those bits on, and I must admit I'm a little bit scared now. So I'm going to hand over to you to describe what we're doing.
Right. Okay. So align the screw sockets. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Align the screw sockets on the hinge brackets. 60-foot-I with the holes in the raised panels beneath the front passenger window on the front wall 48A, fixed in place with 2 red DP screws. So it looks like you're going to have to turn the bus upside down.
Do I have to?
Well, no, probably. Well, it might be a bit awkward.
Well, it's just that it's flat on the bottom and rounded on the top. I will do it, but I'm just thinking it's going to be less stable upside down. Actually, it's not too bad. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna have to rearrange my camera again. This isn't any easy, you know. Right, so we are now upside down, as you can see. Right, I can see how this is working. How we're going to get this in, I don't know. Right. So these hinges there, we need to line. Let me get a pointy device. Right. So we've got 2 screw holes. Where are we? There. And then behind there, we've got a locating peg, which is making a triangular pattern. And you see we've got a triangle there.
I see.
But we've got a hole there. Which I can't figure out what that's for. That one there. But these are the 3 holes we're using. So this is going to be tricky. Would it help if I turned it flipped? That's as low as I can get that camera, guys. So these are going in with DP screws, correct?
Yes. DP, red DP screws.
Yeah. So I'm going to put 2 DP screws there. In fact, I'll put 4 on the surface. I doubt you can see them, but I'm putting 4 DP screws in a convenient position. Right, so This is getting tricky now. I think what I'll aim for is to get the outside holes in. So let's... Am I on camera? Yeah, I am.
Just about, yeah.
Right, let's get the first screw in, and we'll try and...
Might not, so I ever thought of having a white sheet above my filming desk, putting up lights to it, and it will light up your area really good. Oh, that's a good tip. Yeah, I did buy some new bulbs recently. They're daylight bulbs, but so it's like really bright temperature ones, and it does seem to have made a big difference. But yeah, it's a good idea. I'll have a look into that.
I've got that first screw in, and it's just literally in just enough to bite. And it is literally no more. Once I can get at least one of each screw in, because I'm holding this bonnet, I can't hold the body. There we go. Now I can. So now that I can put my finger in. This finger there is behind the screw on the inside, and that can give me enough pressure then to tighten that screw up in. Yeah, and then somehow I'm now going to put...
You're doing ever so well.
I think I am.
You are, really.
I'm very self-critical, and I think, I'm telling myself I'm doing well. So when I say I'm doing well, I think I probably am.
Well, to say it's a live stream and there's such small, tiny pieces and everything else, you're doing ever so well.
I'll be honest with you guys, the problem I'm having the most, if I wasn't doing this on stream, I would have this in the position that would work best for me. I can't actually see this screw. I'm actually doing it by feel, but I'm trying to get it on camera. Oh, see, that was... Yeah, when you hear that click, you know I've done it wrong. And I've just taken a bit of the... I think I'm just going to go for it, and I'm just going to touch up the paint afterwards. I'm trying so hard to preserve the paint, and I'm failing in so many areas.
Think about me when you're all doing this, guys, out there, because I'll be having to paint both of ours in different colours.
Right, okay, so there we have a working bonnet so far. So let's bring that out a bit. So obviously it's upside down, but that's our bonnet, and we've got a nice solid hinge there. So I'm happy with this. And now
comes the fun part. Now I know what those locating peg thingy things for.
You know what? Now I'm looking at them and I'm thinking I've got these the wrong way round. No, I haven't. It's okay.
No.
Okay, don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see him now as well. Right. Okay, I'll let you describe it. I'm not going to take away your fun.
Okay, so
be nice and slow here, because I'm sorry, but I'm smoking so much, but it's just chilling me out a bit.
Okay, so step 10. On the left side of the bonnet, fit the three ends of the friction hinges, friction hinge links F and G on either side of the friction hinge bracket.
You're struggling to say that, aren't you?
I know.
Friction.
Flicky. Yeah, friction hinge brackets.
Okay.
Hey.
The reason I can't, that's not making sense to me, and that's because I'm reading the wrong set of instructions.
Oh, fix in place with an EM screw. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm just going to chill out for a sec. Basically, what Horlicks has said there is we are looking for my lighter. Right. Okay. Basically, what Horlicks is saying there is that we are going to bring these two parts up. We're going to push them either side of this, the part that we've just, earlier fitted. Then we're going to put a screw in, and then that's not going to lock them in because that's not going to reach.
Oh.
Well, I'll fit them anyway. I think they're wrong. I think they've been fitted the wrong way round.
Do you have to lift your bonnet up a little bit?
Right. I don't know if you can see it, but can you see the little notches there? I think that one of that notch is supposed to go into there.
Yeah.
And so as you lift the bonnet up, it'll effectively go click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought, but definitely, I've just gone back. Definitely on step 4 is highlighting that pin to be.
Yeah, we have done it exactly as per. Yeah, because it tells us to do it that way. Look, let's fit it as per the instructions. Let's not, we don't want to go that's wrong when we don't actually officially know better ourselves.
Yeah.
So let's fit it and then decide whether they've made a mistake. It's 10 o'clock, so we've got about no time at all left.
Actually, just thinking it might be right because on the other arm there wasn't a locating pin as such, but there was some raised parts, wasn't there? Because I think that locating pin will be too long to latch onto those holes.
I don't know. Let's do this.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. I'm
so sorry, guys, but unless I can do it this way, I'm going to block this with my hand as I put it in. Right. So I'm trying to place. Right. Lift that bonnet up. So you can. This is going to be really fiddly, guys. You guys are going to swear a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Lift the bonnet up a little bit. Right. I'm not worrying about the second peg at the moment. I just want to get that. There we go.
You want to go located,
You
don't
see
you?
that's holding there, but it's only holding under the weight of the screw. Then I want to pull back that screw a little bit and then move that other peg in. And I've lost it now. There you go. What's going to be better? Oh, right. Place something under your bonnet. Yeah, just to hold it up.
Yeah.
So, BB-8 to the rescue. Right. The bottom half of BB-8. So, screw in. There we go. Oh, no, lost it again. See, don't forget, because you've got a magnetic screw head, if you pull that screwdriver away, it's going to pull that screw out. So you just really got to do this by feel, I think. See, that's not screwing in. I think because that's just not quite right, so it's rejecting it. BB-8, you have failed. I wonder if a non-magnetic screwdriver would be better for this job.
Maybe.
That feels more promising. No, No, that's not working. Ah, okay. Right, we have to move the light because it's in my way. I'm going to come in from above. In fact, I'm going to move the microphone as well. So if I sound funny, I apologise.
No, you sound all right.
Okay. It's a good job I got a good mic, really, isn't it? So another big thanks to Horlicks for that. Yeah, okay. I think that might be going. No, I can't get that screw to I can't get it to bite in there. I'm wondering whether the hole's just too small. I seem to be getting a lot of paint block on a lot of these parts. So
Okay, just an idea. What about lifting those arms up and putting the screw straight into that part first?
exactly what I just thought. Yes, that's the one I struggled with earlier. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can just find my needle file from earlier, I've literally been chucking things around, trying to sort this, and this isn't the right one, but
Oh, Martin Knight said his patience isn't his thing. Most of these parts would become airborne by now if it was him.
to be honest with you, if patience isn't your thing, you're going to hate this issue.
Yeah.
It's the very minor defects that are making it harder. It's not ruining the build, but where like I think maybe the paint is slightly thicker than normal, or the parts aren't quite so precise as normal. So they just means that I have to do a bit more work. So, but I'm
You're trying to do the impossible though by showing us all it, and
yeah. Well, you can see how long it's taken us. We really should have cracked straight into this. We took about half an hour before we started, not realizing that it was going to take this long. But you know, that's the way it is. You know, when this goes in and it works, I'm sorry, guys, but it's going to get no less than a 10 out of 10 from me.
Yeah.
Because although I don't sound it at the moment, I am actually loving this issue. Because you know me, when I've got to think about things a lot, that's the issues I enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, oh, there we go.
Oh, Mark said I had that in the first issue, didn't I, Horlicks? Paint was too thick. No, mine was the opposite. The holes were too big.
Oh, yeah.
I had to glue all the red screws for the detail on the bonnet. I had to pretty much put the screws in and then glue the screws in place from the other side because they were just falling through the holes.
Oh God! Right, I'm really struggling here. I really am.
I'm just wondering if it might be easier to attach that first before attaching it to the actual bonnet, the bracket on the bonnet.
Do you know what? That might work. Let me have a look.
But it does mean removing the screw.
Because your screw holes are underneath these hinges.
Sorry, no, I mean on the actual the roof of that where your finger is, your thumb, that bracket.
This is the inspection cover.
No, where the arm is attached to. You see it comes along and then down. That bracket there, if that came off, could you then have more access to put that in?
No, because the bracket's got to come this way round. This is actually going to be the best way to do it.
Right, okay.
I just think that the biggest problem I'm having is is getting that in the right position.
Yeah.
Not in the right. God, come on. See, I just feel that the other side is just going to go in like a breeze.
Yeah, it's normally the way, isn't it?
Come on. Come on. Now, see the screw, it seems to be going in at an angle. It's not coming out where it should be coming out. Right, this is a massive fight.
Okay, I think you're obviously, well, you're struggling with the camera view. Why don't you turn the model round and look at it so you've got it in a comfortable position, and then show us afterwards.
Right.
Because you're just making it hard for yourself.
Comfortable position is
Yeah,
right up here
I was thinking that too, Wally.
at the end, and that's still not going to work. Right, okay, hang on. Because see, I've got that little... Right. This might be better. Right. So where am I? I've lost where I am now. Right.
So technical, these issues, and so fiddly, but I love it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I really am loving this because it's trying to defeat me, and I will not be beaten. Although I might be wrong here. I might be getting an arse whooping here. It's the not enough fingers thing. I just need a way to get this in and keep it where I want it. I think by the time I finish this, it's going to have no paint left. Right, that is... Oh, see, now it's fell again.
Wow. Yeah, I can see how fiddly that is.
Yeah.
Marty McFly says he might do this stage with the front off the bus.
Oh, 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 oh.
Is it in?
I've done it. Ho, ho, ho.
Wow.
But it's not staying in a position. I think they're the wrong way round. Actually, no. No, I'll tell you what. I think yeah, right. I think the way these are designed, I don't know if mine's working properly. When it's down, it looks like that. There. When you open the bonnet, these then lock into each other, and that'll keep it open. No, that's still not doing it.
Well, obviously you've got the other side to do, so maybe try the other side, and then you can always go back through all of the screws on those arms and tighten them.
Okay, right.
It might make for stiffer action.
Right. That's where it's going to be. So so load up the screw.
Because you've still got access to tighten those middle screws up, haven't you, on the arms?
Yeah, this is actually hard because the fire extinguisher's in the way, look.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I'm going to try my flexible go round corners bit.
Oh, yes.
That might not work because it might be too long, and I'm going to have to do a bit of left-handed screwing as well. Is that going to go? Is that going to go? I don't think so. Right. I think I might have a better screwdriver. Right. Oh, it's too magnetic. Right, okay. This is actually going to be more tricky than before. See, I want to remove this red box, but you can't.
No.
Oh, idiot, idiot. This might be one of the times that extending the screwdriver might actually work. Yeah.
It worked really, really, really well for me on issue 47 and 8, I think. But you'll see that to come.
Oh!
I actually used an extension and another extension on the extension. That's a bit of a spoiler for you.
No, that's just not going into position. Ah, I need that brown bit removed. Okay, right, I'm looking for an alternative screwdriver. I need something with a longer shaft. Here we go.
What about the Harley one? Is that too big?
I'll try this one. The Harley might be too big. Oh, that's just too big a head. I'm just starting to thrash at these now. Right. Oh, Jesus Christ, that Harley's heavy. Sorry, what that meant roughly translated was I'm just trying to find the Harley screwdriver. No, I failed. I can't. Well, I found the pen I've been looking for weeks, if that helps. Right, I need a long, I'll tell you what might work. Probably not. Very, very unlikely, but no, that was a Terminator screwdriver. I'm really struggling here, guys. I can't find anything to screw that in with.
It says...
Oh! Now it's flathead one.
Chris Davies says, is your Routemaster screwdriver in your ship's workstation?
No, that worked before, but it's lining everything up, and you absolutely have to screw that screw in at 90 degrees, otherwise you're going to shoot it off at an angle. And having said that, I may have just got that now. If you don't get it quite in right, all it does is pushes that bar off at an angle. Having said that, right, okay, I'm going to go back to what we did earlier on. It might be that it's not actually going in. So let's lift that up and let's screw the screw straight in to make sure it actually does fit in. Right, there you go.
What if you loosened one of them arms so you could get a little bit more leverage?
Not sure. See, what I really want is this removed so that I can put my screwdriver in there. But I think now I've screwed that in there, I think that's going to work a bit better. So but I still think these have been put on the wrong way. So I think I might have to do a bit of work off camera, perhaps experimenting, taking it apart, putting it back together again. Right, okay, I'm slightly more confident now. Oh, did that work? No. Oh, I take back what I said. Maybe that is right.
Making me sweat.
Oh. Right, okay, calm down, Penny. Deep breaths, deep breaths. This is going to work because we're going to make it work.
As you say, it's such a fine line, isn't it? With the, it's got to be so accurate, otherwise it's just.
That might have just done it. I think I've just got that in. And I think it's locked in as well. Yeah, okay. I think what's keeping it up is the tightness of the screw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe tighten them up and the middle of the
Guys,
join.
you can't really see much, can you? Right, so let's go in with... Ah. Right. I think my problem actually is there. I haven't tightened that up in there enough. Right, so let's put this to the test then. This has been really hard work. Oh, sorry guys. I did that off camera. Right, so there is my bonnet.
Get that.
There's roughly what's going to be closed. And then that's open. That's closed. And it's almost in any position you want, but it stays open and it stays closed. So do you guys want to chat for a minute? What I'll do is I'll get my bus and I will put the base on here, and then I'll put the body on, and then we'll see how it works in relation to it being on properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will just let me click the right button. And
okay.
Guys.
Okay, well that was so hard.
Intense.
But so entertaining, so good.
Yeah, Mike said he's going to stick to modelling in Blender. So much easier and less messing about. Chris Campion's going. He's going to watch the rest tomorrow. So take care, Chris.
Okay, good night, Chris.
Oh, he said he'd hopefully see him Monday, 8 o'clock, with his issue 7 of the Terminator build. Yeah, Mark Knight says when this will all be finished, you'll be saying thank F for that.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be sad when it finishes.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I think I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
We'll have to find another model to do on a Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look at this.
Mark Knight's still here. We're by your side.
Oh,
James said R2 is even happy for you. He chirped.
it don't fit, guys.
Oh, turn the handle.
Turn the handle, yeah. The catch.
Don't really work. Right, okay. So let's have a look then. So, probably work. Oh my God, that's amazing. Right, I didn't notice this before. Can you notice there? Where is it? Let me get me. Right, where my knife blade is, there's a little notch. I didn't notice that notch.
Yeah.
That's going to line up with this the notch that we've just put in.
With the catch, yeah.
Catch, yeah. So theoretically, if I push this down and then move the handle, which I now believe is too stiff, I'm not going to force this, guys, because it might be the body's not lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not lined up right because the bonnet's not going on properly. Or it could be not going on. It's not lined up. Right, okay. Okay, give me a couple more minutes, then I'll get the body lined up properly.
That's all right.
So I'm not going to rush it.
Michael says, what a build. Well done, Penny. Finally got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it the issue with the least parts end up being the toughest builds? Well, I mean, there was quite a few parts, but it's always it's always the small parts, isn't it? But it's just awkward to handle them.
Well, like I said last week, it was nice to get a little detail, wasn't it? This is a real struggle.
Yeah, I struggled with my body actually on the I test fitted mine, and I had to sort of bend it slightly to get everything to line up.
I think my body's broken.
No,
it's right. It's the floor. Oh, that's a relief. No, I was pushing a little bit and it was giving.
Yeah, the little locating pegs on the rear wheel arches. On my model, they struggle to line up.
Okay, I really don't like this because it doesn't want to fit. My body fitted perfectly before, and I saw people on Facebook going, oh, well, the body's not fitting right. And I'm like, mine's fitting perfectly. So I think that's karma, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of... the DeLorean was the same. It didn't seem to fit nicely, but eventually it did fit.
Yeah. Look, guys, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm sure it'll all come together. But look, as you can see, my bonnet will stay open. It's actually at an angle. There we go. Look, you see that if you open it enough, it'll stay open. That actually looks like it's skew-whiff to me. So I'm not loving that at the moment, but look, I've got a bonnet of some sorts. Maybe that bit needs loosening a bit, that handle. but I suspect the reason it's not catch, you can see from the front, it's not lining up properly. But I think it's not lining up properly. I haven't got any of the holes lined up. In fact, that wants to come across a bit more. It's the body not lining up with the chassis yet.
Yeah.
So once that body is screwed into place, now.
Oh God!
What?
Be careful.
What?
I've just seen something. You've got a red pipe on the inside of your engine.
Yes.
And there's a locating pin on the other end of that.
Yeah, you've got to locate that, haven't you?
There it is. There.
Yeah. And that obviously pushed into that spare hole, like someone said earlier.
The hole I said earlier, I don't know what that's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we know what that's for. Good job you mentioned that, because I could have accidentally forced that.
So that's probably why it wasn't, maybe when that's lined up and the body gets pushed forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I think we'll be good. But
oh God, do you know what? I'm going to be ill next week. In fact, I'm going to be ill forever now, so that I don't have to fit any more of this. Oh, actually, no. Saying that, it's just fitted itself. You ain't going to believe this. I know you can't say. I had a lamp somewhere. That pipe, you see that's gone in?
Oh, yeah.
That fitted itself.
Ah.
All you have to do is wiggle the body about a bit. And the body's going in now. Ish. Roughly. Not exact. But we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer. Whoa, whoa. But that's... No, I don't know. I'm not convinced that's in.
no.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave it. Right. Now, I believe that I was going to pull this down this week for someone's benefit. Was it Chris? Whoa, I just lost my camera now. Was it for Chris Davies' benefit?
Yes, I think Chris Davies wanted to see the rear platform on.
Okay, let's give him the rear platform then. Oh, this is heavy. Right, so there is the rear of the bus. Can you see that all right, guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so the rear platform. Oh, it just fell apart. Cool, that was lucky. I forgot we hadn't screwed it in, had we?
Yeah. Oh, David Finn said DeLorean was a nightmare to get right. Yeah, took me a while. Oh, Lawrence Brunt, he had to remove the back of the passenger compartment to fit to the chassis. So his would not line up until he removed the back panel.
Right.
Ah.
It doesn't come to that on mine, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. Right. This is going to go... Without lifting the bus up, I can't see. You've got 4 holes there, and they're going to line up there.
I think all this will come clear next week, won't it?
Yes, it will. This is technically speculation.
Yeah.
Right. So that's roughly what it's going to look like with the back platform on.
Superb.
So there's the little bell press there, and then there's one there. We've got the... Oh, if that is incorrect, that's not very good, because that panel, when you open it, is going to activate that bell press.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I've just not quite got it right. But yeah, let's say it'll all become clear once we've got the body and that in.
Yeah.
And I've run...
So Chris Davies was saying that he thinks he's going to need help with this issue.
Yeah, that's why I'm around on Saturday. See, I'm having to pop round on. Well, to be honest with you, I popped round the other month and I had such a good time because then I get to spend time with his dog, and I've taught his dog to run around the garden like a mental head case. Oh, it's brilliant. No, I just chase him around the garden. So, and it's great fun. Right, can I let go of this now because it's getting heavy?
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, that's roughly what it's looking like.
Right. There's a bit of a pattern here. Michael John Wicks also is agreeing with Lawrence. It's the only way Michael's fit. He had to take the back panel off.
Okay, well, you know what that means, don't you? It means that you two are going to have to watch when we do it to help us.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's 2 viewers we're going to have, guaranteed. Right, guys, I'm going to get you two chatting again while I put this back on the shelf. And then when I come back, I'm going to have my camera view change to this view.
Yeah.
So, off you go, please.
Right.
Well,
is there any more comments, Alex?
I'm just reading through. Just Michael says very fiddly this week. Dave Fenn, yeah, you're right. It was made twice as hard by trying to do it live on camera.
Yeah.
That's the problem I've got.
Did that again, I could probably do it in half, maybe a quarter of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris Davies loves spending time with you, Penny.
Yeah, I do. I'll be honest with you. Half of me is thinking, oh, I want to get stuff done at home. But then the other half is going, it's going to be great to get out of the city for a couple of days. And I just love, and I booked first class tickets. So.
Oh, posh.
Well, to be honest with you, it's cheaper by train than it is by coach. Don't ask me how that one works out. It's £16 for a single, £18 for a return, but it's £27 first class return. So for an extra £9, which is £4.50 each way, I get free tea and coffee, free biscuits, no screaming, sorry, call me a prude, no screaming kids in the carriage. It's a quiet carriage. You know, for £9, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I know. I'm still yet to meet you. We need to organise something in the summer.
Yeah. DM. Oh, what's going on? DP. Sorry. I got myself in. I lost my DP screw. Here they are. So I'm trying to put my screws away. EFG. Right. So, do you know what? I keep talking about transferring. These are my Routemaster screws, and I keep talking about transferring them to these. But to be honest with you, where I've had them in here for so long, that's how I've got used to it. Yeah. And I prefer my screws like this now, just for the Routemaster. So,
whereabouts in the world is Chris Davies?
Swansea, which is why it's only £27 first class return. Yeah, you take care, James. Thank you for watching. So I'm with you, Penny. Okay, happy to do that next week, Penny. I am still here. Have you forgotten me? I haven't forgotten you, Gary Knight. Do I need to do something? Sorry if I've forgotten anything. Great show, excellent work. Next week, Bill. Well done today, Penny. I've got to shoot off. Paint with Penny. We are having a meet up, Chris. We're having a meet up next week. Michael John Wicks, nice bit of luxury. You deserve it. Well, I'm actually going straight from work, so I'll jump on the train. Cup of coffee. Hey, coffee. That's how I'll be. And don't forget the biscuit. That's how. No, actually, last time I travelled first time, I got a bit of a rough deal. In fact, I think it was to Swansea I travelled first class. Because I saw the woman going up and down the train a couple of times. And eventually I went, excuse me, I said, could I have a coffee? Would you mind if I had a coffee? So she said, well, you'll have to go down to the buffet car. And I said, well, I don't know if it's changed. I said, but last time I travelled first class, I said, I got free coffee and a biscuit. And she went, oh, are you first class? I went, yeah. She said, can I see your ticket? I went, yeah, there you go. She went, I am really, really sorry. And she goes, what had happened was there was a girl on the train earlier and her friend was in standard class. And she'd said that as there's plenty of room and no reserved seats in first class, is it right if my friend joined me? So she went, yeah, no problems. But obviously she's not entitled to first class privileges. And she said, I thought you were the friend. And I went, oh. So, yeah, that's why.
That's a shame. It's a bit too far.
Yeah, there's no way I'm travelling to East Sussex first class. I'll go standard class, but...
No, I was just wondering where Chris was, because I thought, oh, if you're going Saturday, road trip, I'll meet you there, perhaps.
Yeah, it's only about 6 hours for you, isn't it, Horlicks?
Yeah, it's a long way.
Yeah. Well, it's all right, because once we get our tractors done, we can have the first annual tractor competition.
Right. It's going to take me, if I was to drive to Aberdare, where he said, that's not too bad. It's 4 hours, 4 minutes via the M4.
Each way.
Yeah. Or I could get the train. And it would take 10 hours.
Dave Mills asking us about next week's build.
Oh.
We've completely forgotten about.
No, I haven't. It's up again.
I can't believe we spent so much time on that build, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it?
Right, so you'll find the instructions for a major step in the assembly, fitting the bus body to the chassis frame.
Wow.
And that is next week.
Fantastic. Wow. Oh, go back to that picture. Someone's done a clever bit of editing, haven't they? Is that Adrian? Or
Yeah.
Adrian, you're a bit special, aren't you? Look at that.
Really good.
See, this is why we employ Adrian, and he gets nothing for it. See,
oh my God!
He pays for the privilege of helping us, and I don't know what we'd do without him. No, that's brilliant. So, right, so we are fitting the bus body, but I believe the parts that we're getting aren't anything to do with fitting bus body, are we?
Oh, sorry.
So, Dave,
haven't looked at the
this week's issue. The good bits, the bad bits. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it?
Well, for me, because it's technical and because it's fiddly, I actually quite enjoyed it. It was more difficult for you, though, doing it on live stream with all them fiddly little bits.
Yeah.
And hats off to you, because it's not easy at all.
I did love it, and the way you know I love it is because I huffed a lot. The more I huff,
yeah,
I'm one of these. I only moan because I care.
Yeah.
Types, and I only moan about this because I'm loving it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, great issue, really.
Well, there's loads of parts. It scared me to look at, and I went, okay, fine, let's deal with it one stage at a time. And that is probably have a little look at ahead and then focus purely on one stage.
Yeah.
I thought it was well spaced out. We had a couple of stages where they were the same.
Yeah.
So
I've got a feeling that after next week, we'll be concentrating more on other bits of the bus.
Yeah.
And that'll be like one lump in a way, the whole bus there, and we'll be concentrating on other bits after next week.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who doesn't know what's coming and doesn't want to know? because I don't want to unnecessarily spoil it. Obviously, I've got the subscription. I don't really love spoilers, but I've got the issues already, and I've scanned them in, so I know what's going to happen. Because next week we have got, are these the issues? Right. Next week we've got seats, but we're not doing seats. As Horlicks said, we're fitting the body to the chassis, and that is exactly what we're doing. Yeah. Happy for me to mention 66?
Yeah. Well, I'm all right with that. I don't know about
issue 66. We are getting seats.
More seats.
But we are fitting the rear platform to the bus and connecting the circuit board up. So by the time we finished in 2 weeks' time, we are going to have two. Now, I'll refer to Horlicks' video because he's more recently done the seats. How big was the pack of seats?
Huge.
That's what we're getting.
Because watching it here, it's completely different when you get it in person.
Yeah, massive, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that is what we're getting the next 2 weeks. Obviously, I've seen the parts. Right now, issue 67. Obviously, I haven't got 67. I can only read what's on the back. It says, a figurine of a football fan on his way to watch the World Cup. Now, it is 67. We're expecting a figure every 7 weeks. Fair enough. Now, if what we are doing in 66 is not using the parts that we've received and doing something else, why could we not have got the figure a week early? Then, well, we've got the figure, right, there's a lovely figure, we'll put it on there, and then we'll fit the rear platform and the circuits. And then in 67, we can get the seats that we have actually got with 66, that we're now getting 67. The only thing is, I don't know, remember they've done this before. They show you a crappy picture and give you a crappy description, and we sit there thinking next week's going to be absolutely crap, and then suddenly you get all these bits that they forgot to mention.
Yeah.
So it might, for example, be we get a figure and then we assemble the seats as well. Although I think that's unlikely, because what are we going to do with seats?
Yeah.
We need the top deck before we can put the seats in.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. They are teasing me. I'm very tempted to sit here and go, well, that's a bit crap. They've given us seats way too early. But maybe they're doing something with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that we're possibly getting other things other than seats. Or we might get just seats, and then the week after we might get the flooring to build the seats up onto.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, next 2 weeks, I'm not going to open the parts because I can't see the point. We're not doing anything with them. And if they're sealed up in a box, I can't lose the parts.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll try and check off the pieces as much as I can, but it'll probably be a case of holding it and shaking it and, yep, there it is. But I'm actually not going to open the packs.
Yeah.
If you guys don't mind, because we're not. If I open them, I run the risk of losing them.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
But I think next week. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and look at the instructions, but I think to say attaching the body to the chassis, I think there's a lot more to it than that. I don't think it's going to be a short week.
Well, yeah, there is a lot. You've got to do that. You've got to line everything up. You've got to get the, like you say, get the bonnet lined up at the front. You've got all the locating pegs to get in. Then you've got the rear deck to go in with the stairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one, I think.
I think it will be. I think it'll be another requires a bit of patience issue.
Yeah.
But Peter Whitlock, sorry, he said, Penny, you mentioned earlier about the soldering the logo
He
cap.
did say that when you solder over super glue, it's going to give. I can't remember what I think he said something anyway, but basically toxic fumes. Basically, the way I'm translating that is if I put a soldering iron on super glue, I have a chance of poisoning myself.
Yeah.
Got that in mind.
Right.
I'm actually going to remove the glue. But saying that, one of my YouTube videos I watched, not one of my videos, it said that where it's difficult to hold the parts in place, he's put like a 2 tiny drops of super glue just to hold it, and then he's soldered. Is that all right in your opinion? There's only a little bit of glue. Plus I've got a mask anyway, so I'll probably use the mask. So that's going to be a challenge because I can't talk with a mask on. So I'm going to have to record and then do voiceover. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do you a quick favor while I'm here, Horlicks.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you this option on Cyberlink Power Director. You can't hear anything, but let me show you.
I think what Jay said, more filling and gluing to hide the screw holes in the back of the seat, so I guess then.
Right. No, that's not what I want. I want screen share. Right. So can you see that okay? Actually, let me lock the view on me. Right. Can you see Power Director there?
Yeah.
Right. Let's just import any old crap. I need a video file. What we got? There, R2D2. Right. So let's import those 2 files. Right, let's import those 3 files. Right. So we'll chuck that in. Actually, let's just chuck the first one in 3 times. Right. So here we have three video files, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what we want to do now is chuck in a backing track. Right, I've just lost my D drive. Bear with me a sec, guys. It does this occasionally. Oh, it's come back straight away. That's okay. Right, so. Oh, no. 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 Don't say I've lost it. Okay, I think Power Director's just crashed. No, maybe it hasn't. Right. There we go. Right. Okay, so here's my video, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split that there and split it there. You can still see this, can you?
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlink the audio. So, and then I'm going to delete that. So there we have, you can clearly see there, you've got sound there, then you've got no sound, and then you've got sound there, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to import, there we go, common components, music files. I want something fairly big, actually. Right, let's import that. Right, so we have got, that's too short. Right, okay, no problems. Right, split that, delete that, and then So I was just trying to make this fit to the music track. Right. So obviously at this point here, we'll have music playing over me, and then here, fine. Right. So the first thing we want to do, we go into the audio director. So if you've got a title music, what you'll do is you'll move this somewhere along here, and then you'll press this button here, normalize. And what this does is every single track, every single piece of audio on that track will have the volume adjusted so that it's all the same volume as whatever point you've selected. So
Right.
what I do is I have my intro and I have my voice the same volume as the title track, the music. So I'm just going to split that one as well. Right. This one, the option you want, let's go back to media. Right. So I'll make this bigger so you can see the difference. You can see how loud that is.
Yeah.
Very loud because you've got lots of yellow. If you now go right click, edit audio, audio ducking. Right. And I have, depends on the track, but this is how I have my settings. 100% sensitivity. I don't quite get the sensitivity. Ducking level is the volume that you have it. So when you're talking, it's going to bring the volume of that track down to 3%. It's going to duck it by 97%. And then how much to fade in seconds. And then you just click that and watch this. Do you see how you've got loud and soft?
All right, yeah.
So you can't hear this. Actually, I'll tell you what. Get it all level. And then with it like, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Right, what? And then so did you hear how it brought the volume in and out, depending on?
Yeah.
And that's basically all it is.
Oh, brilliant.
It's so simple to do. But sometimes it picks it up in funny areas. Sometimes it might bring in that, for example. But all you do is you just delete them. So you still have a lot of editing to do, but it's just, yeah, it brings the volumes in automatically, and
Right.
it's actually quite clever. But
I'll have to try that.
Yeah, it's called power ducking.
When saying that though, I don't think I ever have music playing all the time.
No, I like backing tracks.
Yeah.
I like I'm still playing with it, but hang on, I'm gonna right, there we go. I like when I get it perfect, I like the music just softly in the background. But what I used to have background music, and then I had to do black tack. Black tack to hold the figures in place. Similar to blue tack, but strong. What about hot glue for the figures? Anyway, so yeah, because like remember the 3D print videos? I'd have certain tracks for when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
But what I've started doing now is I was getting a lot of copyright warnings on the Millennium Falcon. So I've now found some copyright-free music, but and I'm running out of stuff to put on the R2D2. So I now use the same track for Millennium and R2D2, and I just have it's about a 9-minute track, and I just have it playing in a loop over and over and over, and then the music you get in the background is just simple. Sorry guys, can you actually hear me? I've just realised I got the microphone pointing away. Can you hear me? Okay. So the music you get in the background when I go quiet It's just by coincidence the track that it happens to be up to at that point. So that's how I've started doing it now, and it works better for me. But it's all about finding stuff. But it's great because just like my Routemaster videos, I mean, this is episode 64. This is episode 1 was the absolute best I could produce at the time, but it's so crap compared to the latest ones.
Yeah, everything gets improved, doesn't it? Same here, like, you know, the better camera now and the lights and.
So yeah, right, Chris. I've got a feeling I've not got all of the 3D prints. I've got this, which is currently hosting my cannons, which you've not seen these yet officially. So there's a scoop for you. Hermione cannons, which I can't focus in. Focus. Focus, pocus. Anyway, that's a cannon, which you will see week after next. Oh, next week. 14th and 21st of May. There you go. I ain't told you that. And then I've called the week after, we have a stowaway. And that's the only spoiler I'm giving you. The other thing I have for you, Chris, is, here it is. I knew I had it. Dun, dun, dun. Been printed out ages for you. Hope Chris don't mind me saying this. Chris is partially blind, so having big bright yellow stuff is really, really useful for him. So I'm only too happy to print stuff off. This wasn't my best print ever, but it does the job well. So there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm trying out a new filament tomorrow, PETG, because have I shown you my R2D2 foot?
Yes, I think you did.
Did I?
Last week or the week before. But show us again.
Okay. This is what I've got so far.
Oh no, we haven't seen that bit.
Sorry,
we saw the leg. We saw the leg.
Right.
You were showing us the magnets.
Right. This is the leg, which is currently drying because I've glued it. I'm actually in the process of filming episode 28. So that's that. And then on the front of that is going to be this part. And this part is going to go in like that. And then, wow. Or it might go in like that. I can't remember which way around it goes. This is only play because this is many, you won't see this on the actual YouTube for many weeks. This is supposed to be printed in ABS. So I just kind of went, right, what would happen if I print it in PLA? And most of this, I think, I've actually stood on this like that, and it takes my body weight. But these posts, I think they really want to be replaced with something stronger. But there's going to be a motor goes in there, and then the wires will all channel up somewhere or another, and they'll all go up through the leg. And then I've got to print the wheels, which will go in there. And then there'll be a skin goes over the top. And then there'll be, sorry about this. Right. So this piece is actually going to be inside there. And this shell is going to go over the top. And then you've got this bit there. Now, I don't think that's actually going to do anything, but it could actually house batteries. And then you could run the wire up and through in and then back down again to power or whatever you want to do. Or you could just hide jelly beans in there. That would work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was, because I wanted to buy, I was looking to buy an ABS printer, and someone chucked in the words PETG, and I had no idea what PETG is. And it's a filament. ABS is very hard to print with. It warps, it smells.
Yeah.
They are toxic, aren't they?
Apparently, but do you know what? I did print ABS, and I got the knack of it with my partwork printer.
Yeah.
And I was getting good results, and I didn't notice any smell.
Okay, fair enough.
People warned me about the stink, but it didn't smell any different to PLA to me, unless it was the type of ABS I was using, of course.
Possibly. Well, obviously, I can't print ABS on that printer.
No.
Because you need the enclosure. And so I was looking at a print, nice little printer, 300 quid, but it's very small. And someone said PETG. So I looked it up, and basically it's tougher than PLA. It's almost like ABS, I believe. But it's easier it prints like PLA, but it acts like ABS.
You'll have to get another printer to have PTG through it. They've got one on the box at the moment. Is it box.co.uk?
Yeah.
150 quid for an end of 3.
How much?
About £150 for an end of 3.
Yeah, I've been looking at that because I can have 2 printers running, but I mean I could easily buy 10 printers. I do really like this little one I saw, and it's really good for ABS, but like I say, I probably don't need ABS now. But the printer can still be used for other materials. So I've got some. And I will see how it comes out. I'll do a little benchy on it. And they've also been sending me some Posh filament. If you order from this company, same company you ordered from, Horlicks, but they've got this out of stock for the discontinued line. So they're sending this filament out. So it'll be really interesting to see. The only filament I've ever used is 3D Fingerprint's own. And I like it enough that I've never bought anything else. So we'll see how much better proper filament is. So, anyway, we are completely ignoring Dave.
You're all right. You're all right. It's all interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want an exclusive?
Go on. Exclusive question there, wasn't it, Dave? We always want an exclusive.
Yeah. Of course it is. All right, let's.
Dave's actually got issue 67, and he knows what we're going to be doing in it.
No, I don't. Well, here's an exclusive. Look at the registration number on there, if you can see it. Can you see the registration number?
Oh, yeah.
208.
Yeah.
Is that,
well,
is that an actual bus then?
Pardon?
Is that an actual bus?
No, that's the Hachette one. That's Christine's.
No, but what I mean is.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is. I actually did that tonight.
Very nice.
In between the power cuts.
In between.
That we had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, it's it actually represents. I haven't got a picture to hand, but it represents the real thing. The real bus that was painted in Shilly Beer's colours, CUV 208C RM 2208, and to give it its proper title. And that bus is actually now painted back in London Transport red colours.
Oh.
Which is quite surprising.
See, this is where I've got the advantage over you, because the bus that I'm doing has never existed. So the rivet count. Well, no, Newport's never had a Routemaster.
Yeah.
It's simply what if there had been a Routemaster? This is what I think it would look like. So the rivet counters can't come along and go, oh, that's wrong and that's wrong. Whereas yours, they can. Oh, that's not quite the right shade there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that number's wrong.
That's where I can get them put to rights, because I've actually got the right shade of everything, because I got the right paint codes, and I sent away for the proper paints.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can quote that to them, lock, stock, and barrel.
See, I'm going to get sacked for this if they find out. I am not just getting the correct paint codes; I'm getting the actual paint.
Wow.
See, if you're nice to people at work, they're nice back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, do you think when I use latex gloves for painting, do you think I buy them? I mean, I have no choice in the size that I have because there aren't many mechanics with hands the same size as me. But
yeah.
so, but yeah, you're nice. You get people's leftovers, and sometimes their leftovers is perfect. You know,
Useful stuff. Yeah. Well, I get man from the car boat, a local car boat.
Yeah.
And, a box of
the little paint in the bottom of the tin is no good for painting a bus.
No.
It's good enough to put in a little bottle and spray paint onto your model.
Ideal for you, yeah, ideal, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I've got a lot to do. Well, we've both got a lot to do. I got man to issue 59 last week, and I was going to have a really good weekend, and yet I was quite poorly last weekend, and I just didn't feel like doing anything at all. So
I got like that over the bank holiday. I was going to do loads and loads of videos, and I got 2 done in 3 days.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, one of the advantages of having more part works is that, like, if I have a day where I just don't fancy doing the Flying Scotsman, I don't, and I do something else instead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we've had a strange week so far this week, and we're planning on this weekend having a go at the models and seeing what we can do. We've got loads of issues to catch up on and loads of things to do and plenty of time to do it. So this weekend, so all being well, we'll have a go.
Oh, brilliant.
And we should get up to 64, I would have thought.
Yeah.
By this weekend. So
yeah, because you're gonna have 64.
Yeah.
Oh, I have really enjoyed tonight. Really enjoyed it. Like I say, the more I huff, the more I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I've said this a couple of times, but the last issue, the last pack of Harley, although it's a nice pack and it put things together, it took me 25 minutes from sealed box to completed video.
Oh.
So, you think that's a month's work.
Yeah.
So, it took me a little bit longer to compile the video, but basically I'd recorded everything. It was all done in 25 minutes.
Unbelievable.
That's introducing the parts, telling you about the parts, getting the parts from previous weeks to put together. I think it was about 4 or 5 screws. That was it. Although, I mean, it is really nice. In fact, I'm going to get it out now. It is nice, and it's all starting to come together. But what we've done, I think, yes. Right. What we've done the last month, the latest issue that came out has put the headlight on.
Yeah.
We didn't put the circuit board on because we didn't think it was the right one.
Okay.
But I confirmed it was the correct one. So what we've done is we fitted the circuit board, which was actually the previous stage. We've put this cover, we've got this switch, and then we've just tidied these wires, and that's where we're up to. So it is a really nice issue.
Yeah.
But it took me 25 minutes to do. And we've got this engine that I'm looking forward to put. Because look at the shiny bits.
Yeah, lovely.
Amazing.
And we put the battery together, which was actually the battery came put together already, so that was slightly disappointing. And we've got this box that it's some kind of speaker, but it's all coming together. So I'm tempted to look at because Model Space have got all their videos on YouTube, and I'm really tempted to look on YouTube to see what's coming next, but I can't help thinking it will spoil it if I already know. I want to open up the magazine and go, right, okay, that's it. So, but this is probably about a third of the bits, and this is really heavy.
Yeah.
The other bit is just loose bits. So
Certainly looks like a big model, doesn't it?
I think it's going to be about that long. So it's 1 to 6 scale.
Right.
I think it's 1 to 6. So it's proportionally twice the size of the bus, but obviously it'll be smaller because I think the bus I think the bike is about a quarter of the length of the bus. Is that about right? A motorbike is about a quarter of the length of a bus.
Yeah, I would have said so.
Yeah.
So obviously it'll be double that because it's twice the scale.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be about a third to half the width of the bus.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be big, but it's all coming together now. So Dave Milner's seen the Bismarck up to 19. What's it like? I'm part of me is regretting not doing that Bismarck because that looks such a fantastic build. Have I rang Land Rover? No, I haven't. I'm just going to wait for that to happen. I'm actually wondering, Horlicks, what are you going to do? Are you going to do the Ecto 1 and are you going to do the Land Rover?
At the moment, no.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. It's so difficult because I've got other things I need to do, and
yeah,
I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up another model at the moment.
Because I'm starting. Part of me is saying look at stuff to do on a Wednesday when the bus finishes.
Yeah.
The other part of me is saying it's way too early to think about that. But obviously Sorry, go on, Dave.
Sorry, when was you thinking about doing your Newport bus
one
then?
of my plans was to start at about issue 65.
Right.
Once we get to 66, I'll do issue 1.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's going to happen now. But I might do. I'm trying to think about getting it done, and to be honest with you, money's a bit of an issue at the moment.
Yeah.
So I might have to do a few weeks doing overtime, but I'm thinking it might end up being about June. But I think my Newport bus will end up going the same way your bus is going, in that you'll do loads and then all of a sudden you've come to a bit of a brick wall and then you'll do loads more.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be as simple as doing issue 1, then do issue 2 the next week, and then issue 3.
No.
Some parts will be easy, like the engine, because the engine is going to be the same whether it's the outside is painted red, blue, pink, purple,
exactly,
or
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
So, X-Wing I think is now coming out in the next month or 2, which is going to be a bit of an epic build, but that's being done by D'Agostini. So I think that one can be left alone, and I can always pick that one up through Model Space at a later stage. Plus, there is a really, really good X-Wing on Thingiverse that I can 3D print. So I might 3D print it instead and put the pieces together and paint them.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would appeal to you, Horlicks.
Well, yeah, but not forgetting I've got one sat just behind me, just here.
What?
Waiting to be done with you.
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely doing that. We're going to get on with doing that on a Saturday. But you see, I'm with I want the Ecto 1. I really do want that one, and I really want the Land Rover.
I think if I had the choice of the two, I'd probably do the Land Rover.
Yeah, definitely the Land Rover for me.
Yeah, appealing to me too.
Yeah, because it's a nice, solid, stable build, isn't it?
I've just felt the Ecto 1 is just going to go the same route as the DeLorean.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take care, Peter. Thank you for watching. What? So you think it'll be start off all right, and then it'll be a bit of a poor quality build, and we'll just get to the point where we can't wait to finish it?
It is, well, I mean, I can't really say because this is the DeLorean's the first build with Eagle Moss, but I mean, I know Eagle Moss themselves don't actually make the parts, but I don't know. I'll just put off slightly.
See, both the Land Rover and the Ecto 1 are Eagle Mosses, aren't they?
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought the Land Rover was a French one.
No. No, it's...
of course, that was the other thing, wasn't it? That's the other bus.
Yeah, but that other bus, that's a Hachette partwork.
Mm.
That I'd love to do, but that's going to cost so much money. So I've got to say goodbye to that. I've been looking on eBay for bits, and you're not getting many issues on eBay. So that one might come up one day or it won't. But I'd love to have that sitting on the shelf. You know, maybe Hachette will come up with and maybe Hachette will release that bus. I doubt it, but it'd be nice if they could.
You'll have to ask them.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be really good. You know, even if they could send me like 12 issues at a time every 12 weeks rather than 4 weeklies, you know, that'd work. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's some nice ones out there, but I can't afford to do them all. But with the X-Wing, I think I'll give that one a miss. And then if I get the opportunity to do it, I'll do it through Model Space because it'll always be there, won't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I could start the R2-D2 anytime I wanted. I have done the Millennium Falcon. You know, that's a really old part work, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I fancy maybe giving that a go. So maybe I'll do something like that next.
What are you up to, Horlicks?
Sorry, I was just checking.
I keep trying to check your T-shirt out.
Oh.
Does my head look bald in this? Should have worn that last week, shouldn't you?
I've had it years.
Yeah.
I know. I've got my eyes on.
I've gone Game of Thrones tonight. I drink and I know things. That's what I do. And for all those Game of Thrones fans out there, I've got one thing to do.
I've got a copy.
If anyone gets that reference for the coffee.
I've got my eye on this, which you've got one of these.
Yes, yeah.
I think that'd be brilliant for Wednesdays and that.
Yeah.
It'd be like Wednesday show uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I can find this. Here we are. Open image in new tab.
Have you checked out the ones on Redbubble?
The what?
Oh, the Redbubble. Yeah, you said about that last week or the week before, didn't you? Yeah. I had a quick look and I've saved the bookmark, but I haven't actually looked yet properly.
Have a look in Redbubble for Routemaster bus or London bus, and there's loads. There's absolutely loads.
Oh, there's loads of stuff in like bed sheet.
Yeah, there can all be. Most of them can be on t-shirts or. Look at that one, yeah.
Oh, I like those.
T-shirts, mugs, posters.
Don't even get
Even
skirts.
skirts.
No, I wouldn't wear that.
Penny, that could be your new uniform. You could wear that skirt to work.
Not to wear a short skirt on stream.
No, on when you're driving the bus.
Yeah, that's going to work, isn't it?
In the summer.
No, I know my limits. What's that one there with the arms coming out?
That's actually a Bristol low decker that somebody's converted, and it actually lifts up as well.
Does it really?
It has two arms each side, and it lifts itself up.
So
it's made for some kind of film.
Oh, it's gone. Where's it gone?
Oh no! Hit the back button.
Oh, oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Red bus.
You type really quick, don't you?
Yeah.
I thought I did. What's that? Bus of the Future tank top.
Most of these, if you went to them, they're on other items.
Oh, I see. Sort of find the print you like, and then
you can have it on a t-shirt or a mug or etc.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? Lots of different designs in that, and phone case.
Like that new oh, the number 11.
Yeah, number 11 bus.
Our bus.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brilliant.
Conductor on there.
Rainbow one there, look.
Is he grumpy? Oh no, they weren't grumpy on Routemasters, were they?
There's a grey one there.
Silver.
Silver, sorry, yeah, silver. Yeah.
Even the Dinky Toy one, Dinky Toy mug.
Oh, I'm dinging. Why am I dinging?
So if anyone wants to check that out, I will link it in there. There you go.
Yeah.
Red bubble, and you can type in London bus or Routemaster bus. There's loads to look at.
Oh, it's saying error. Hang on.
I mean, if you're interested in cactus or petunias or anything like that, or dogs, type that in if you want.
I've just seen a post on Facebook. Sorry, I'm changing the subject ever so slightly. Kevin Kilford's written, he's a bit disappointed. None of my electrics seem to be working. New batteries in everything, just nothing is working. Just want to know if any of you guys have come across anything similar. I know it sounds like a silly question, but which way does the switch go on? That's and then someone else is having the same problem. Now, whereas I've not connected them, and I won't try them until they tell us to do it. But I've tested all of my electrics, so it should work, shouldn't it? But well, we'll see in 2 weeks when we select we do the circuit board. Right, I'm going to change the subject yet again. I made a reference to coffee in Game of Thrones. I'll show you this. This is a shot from the latest episode of Game of Thrones. And I don't know if you can see that, but they left a coffee cup there.
Oh, yeah.
It's really funny. And that's really done the rounds on the internet. So that was my reference to the coffee cup.
Maybe it's supposed to be there.
No, well, you're not going to have a modern coffee cup in a medieval surrounding, are you?
Well, I don't know. I don't really follow the program, but yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, Dave Mills says it could be a faulty circuit board. Yeah, it could be. We see. This is the thing. if when I plug my electrics in and they don't work, or if they don't work, I would suspect it's a circuit board, because
Are you not tempted to accidentally drop a few batteries in and just see if it accidentally lights up?
to be honest with you, no. The only thing I want to know is, do the components work? Because if I had to, if I had a faulty LED, say on the headlights, that's a lot of work to take that out.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I would probably do the same as probably Dave, to be honest. I mean, I powered my DeLorean up way before I was supposed to, but it was pretty obvious. Like, all the plugs have got letters and you can line them up. And for me personally, I'm the sort of type of person that would try it out and plug it in. But, you know, some don't. I understand that. But, yeah, it's probably nice to know if it's working or not, because then
I mean, I don't totally agree with people jumping ahead, because you don't know. I mean, I know Kevin, he put together the back and stuff, and he did it all before the instructions came out, and all right, he was spot on, and that's great. Maybe I'm just not that clever, but I would much rather. What if I got a screw wrong, and then they tell me you've got to put this screw in, so then I have to take the old screw out, and maybe I've ruined the hole.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as doing that, but something with electrics, if it's there, I would be tempted to put batteries in it, plug things in loose, and see if things work. But that's just me.
Well, I'm confident mine will work. If mine doesn't work, I would say it's a circuit board is broken.
Yeah.
So,
because you did check the lights.
Every single component, even the wires. We've tested the wires, haven't we, to make sure the wires are working. The LEDs, we put a small electrical current through the LEDs. I don't actually know how bright the LEDs are going to be, because I put through a current that wasn't that strong. It was just enough to light it up. So, listen, guys, I've just noticed the time, and I think we're going to have to end the show.
Oh,
are you
didn't realise it was that time?
Yeah. Well, we didn't finish the bill till gone 10, did we?
That time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm one of these people who works early in the morning.
Yeah, Carl's in bed. He's got to get up in a minute.
Yeah.
His shift starts at 3 o'clock this morning.
Wow. How's he getting on with a new job?
Yeah, loves it. Gatwick. Yeah, really good.
I think he just loves frisking people, doesn't he?
No, he's not doing that yet.
Is he not doing that yet? Has he got learned?
Doing boarding passes and things, and helping people through the boarding gates, and just he's doing other bits as well. But yeah, he's enjoying it, and the money's just amazing. It's nearly 30 grand a year.
Really? That's what I do with overtime.
Yeah, he gets like nearly a grand before. He gets nearly a grand before he's even worked an hour. Just for being on the rota, you get paid nearly a grand. It's mad. So hopefully good things come.
Oh dear. Fleetwood J's just said Gladiator had glass cylinders showing, Braveheart had a Ford Mondeo showing, and Quadrophenia had an Inner City 125 in the background. That's not good, is it?
Oh, Dave Milne said he should be starting a new job soon.
I need a new job. I need retired lottery winner as my title. I keep seeing these properties going up for sale, and I'm like, I'd buy that if I won the lottery.
Yeah.
There's a house over the road gone up for sale. It's like an old club or something, and I'm like, I think it's over 3 floors, and I just thought I could rent the bottom floor out as rooms for rent. I could live on the middle floor, and the top floor could just be hobby space. And the income I get from the bottom floor would cover all my costs for the whole house.
Yeah. I know I always often dream about winning the lottery and what to spend it on, but then you just end up getting really depressed.
I always like these people who go, if I won the lottery, it wouldn't change me. First thing I'd do is give up work. Well, it would change you then, wouldn't it?
Of course it would, yeah.
You've given up work.
It would. You could.
I swear to God, if I won the lottery, I would go on to the school roster, I think. And I would just do the school buses in the morning and the afternoon. And I'd have my own little school. And I'd do an hour and a half in the morning. And I wouldn't want to give up my job altogether.
No, I would, but that's only because I'm in a job that's naff. But yeah, if you're in a job you enjoy, then
yeah. Or I would buy a business and work. I mean, I'd like to have a business where, maybe I could just be there, but everyone else is doing everything for me.
Thing is, I wouldn't have time to work because if I won the lottery, I'd go travelling.
Yeah,
I'd want to see the world, and I just wouldn't have time. Fair
enough.
Although you'll be missing Routemasters on a Monday for a few months because I'll be off travelling.
That's all right. I'm going to make sure you don't win the lottery before.
And Wednesdays. Nah, sorry, I'm away for 3 months, just touring Europe.
That's right. We'll just get someone else, Horlicks.
Oh dear.
Me and Dave. Tell you what, though, you say about if you travel, I couldn't run the show without you, Horlicks. I've tried.
It's impossible.
Do you remember that, Dave, when Horlicks wasn't here? I couldn't do it.
Oh yeah,
it was late.
It was terrible.
Late or something. No, I had no rhythm, nothing. It was so funny because.
Yeah, but you managed to do other builds, okay?
Yeah, but they're all pre-recorded.
Yeah.
I've got no one guiding me. But it's funny because I started doing these live shows without you, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I brought you in, and now I can't do them without you.
Yeah.
It is the Penny and Horlicks show.
Yeah, it is.
Because at first you kept calling it my show, and I'm going, no, it's our show. And it took you quite a few weeks to start saying that. But it is honestly our show. I can't do it without you, Horlicks.
I know Chris Davies said he'd take over me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd do a good job, actually.
Yeah.
We'll have to have Chris on more often.
You'll have to no, when you move job, you'll have to move down this way a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, just never mind about your friends up there. Just come down here for a bit.
Got my friends up here. To be honest with you, I've got friends all over where I don't seem to settle anywhere for a long time. So I end up with like friends all over the place. But this is the beauty of Facebook. I keep in touch with all my friends on Facebook, and then I go for visits and things. I must go and see my friend Maria in Aylesbury. When I started with Arriva at Aylesbury, I went straight into route training, and she had just finished training school, came out of training school into route learning. So we did it together, and we did our types training together, and we just hit it off straight away, and we've just been really good friends. But when like you get a friend and you get on but we're like giggly schoolgirls all the time. It's just really weird. And it's right. Jason's saying good night. Right, yeah, I'm gonna have to end the show because I'm up in 4.5 hours. So
I'm gonna go too.
We will do that, Chris. We'll have a schedule of people coming on. I do want to get more guests on now that we're really into the builds.
I'd like to. We need to get Wild Wayne on as well again, if you will.
Yeah.
Is he doing the bus?
No, but he keeps looking at our bus and going, "Oh, I wish I'd done that."
It's just weird. Because when he came on the other week, it was like having royalty on.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't it? Everyone was like, "Stop what you're doing! World of Wayne is here."
So.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Look, I'm going to let you two say your goodbyes, and then I'm going to end the stream because.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for watching. So it's been a long one tonight, but a lot of fiddly bits to do, and hopefully that'll help you all.
Yeah. I'll do that again. Well, I think Chris Davies, I think I will be doing that again, won't I?
Well, yeah, you will be. Yeah, when you do your Newport bus, you'll be doing it 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. Well, it's a good night from me, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, no problems. And it's a good night from me. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week when we will be attaching the body to the chassis. And that just leaves Horlicks.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, see you later, everyone. Take care. Thank you again, Wayne, if you're still watching, for my gift I got today. And, yeah, thanks, everyone. And I'll see you next week.
All right, take care then. Bye-bye.